Hello, everyone in the multiverse and beyond. I am Evan Lefavor, your friend forever, and I am here to reveal to you the big reveals for 111 Interactive Entertainment, what we've got cooking up. I already did this stream. I was live for about almost a half an hour doing the big reveal, and then I got a phone call on my cell phone, and I was stupid enough to open it up, and it made me muted, so no one can hear me. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let me know in the chat, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So the moral of the story is I'm going to have to repeat myself and cover what I already revealed in the other stream. So here we go. Make sure to share the link to this. Get everybody back because, I had a good group of people here for the big reveal, but whatever. No one cares because they're watching this on the replay anyway. So 111 Interactive Entertainment is up and running, and we have a plethora of games and experiences and groundbreaking things to reveal to you today. So that is what I am about to do. So let's start out with the biggest reveal, the most amazing thing that I have to reveal. And I already revealed it in the other stream, but it's time to go over it again. And that is that 111 Interactive Entertainment is creating the most revolutionary game engine known to man. It is Game Genie. That's right. Game Genie is the revolutionary new interactive entertainment creation device for all developers and gamers alike to utilize to create the greatest interactive entertainment experiences ever conceived. So, yeah, people in the chat, I'm so sorry that we had technical difficulties. I got a call on my phone. I decided to answer it, and I didn't know that it would fuck everything up. So hopefully everybody will come back in. But anyways, I have to kind of repeat myself here. So I decided, one of the most crucial things that I need to do is create a new game engine, a revolutionary new game engine that can facilitate things that are going to revolutionize the entertainment industry and the interactive entertainment industry. So, what makes Game Genie so amazing is it is the first game engine to have AI integrated right out of the box. So when you boot up Game Genie for the first time, you are going to be introduced to Metatron, your AI assistant, who can code and do anything you want. All you have to do is talk to Metatron using your voice. You use your voice to interact with your AI. And the cool part is you can customize your Metatron AI to be whatever you want it to be. You want it to be Angelina Jolie? Boom, you can make it happen. You want it to be some fuzzy creature like an Ewok or something, or, Gizmo, or whatever you want it to be. You can make your genie whatever you want. Okay, because the AIs that 111 Interactive Entertainment have created and are allowing you to create through the Game Genie engine are called genies. So you get to customize your genie, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what its personality is, what its name is. It is your helper. So Game Genie is more than just an engine. This is an app that you're going to have on your phone, on your computer, on your video game consoles, and it's going to revolutionize everything. Okay, this is a game engine that is going to allow anybody, regardless of what their damn it, what their experiences with game design or coding, or you know making 3D models or 2D art assets. You don't have to know anything, and you can download Game Genie and you can create any game you could ever imagine just by describing it to your genie. Your genie is there to make your every command and wish come true. So all you got to do is describe what kind of game you want to play, and it's going to make it for you. You don't like this aspect? Say, hey, no, I don't want that. I want something different. Okay? So what's so revolutionary about the Game Genie engine is it has my proprietary technology built in called SpeakThink. SpeakThink technology is going to revolutionize the entire interactive entertainment industry. Allow me to explain what SpeakThink technology is. SpeakThink technology allows the user to use their voice to interact with the game world in a new way that's never been done before. So, games created on the Game Genie engine allow you out of the box to use your voice to have full conversations with the NPCs in the game. Okay, these NPCs believe that they're alive. These NPCs have their own life history, their own wants, needs, personality, everything. And not only can you talk to them, but you can form relationships with them. You can go on adventures with them and become real legitimate friends. And it is beyond amazing what we're allowing anybody who makes games with the Game Genie engine. Your NPCs are going to come to life, okay? And you might wonder how, out of the box, we've got text to speech technology that allows you to have AI voice acting for every character in your game so that when they're talking, when the gamer is talking to them and having a conversation, they can say anything in their voice and it sounds real and it sounds realistic. And you can even train these voices. All right. You can put your own voice in the game. You can put someone else's voice in the game. Anybody's voice you want, you can put them in the game and have them to put in any game you want. They're just loaded into your Game Genie. They're there. You can use them at any time. All right. So, what's really cool is out of the box, Game Genie allows you to fully customize all your NPCs just by writing a text file that says what their personality is, their likes, their dislikes, their life story, what they know about the game world. Their entire memory is in just a text file. And as you interact with these NPCs, that text file gets updated with memories and all kinds of stuff. All right. So these NPCs will remember everything you've ever done with them, everything you've ever talked to them about, every adventure you've ever been on. They will remember. And the game world remembers. The game worlds evolve too, just simply. So games on the Game Genie engine are going to be able to be never ending games. Never ending games. All right. And what's so amazing about this is Game Genie can create never ending stories. All right. Because what we have built into the box with Game Genie is something called intelligent design. Intelligent design is something I came up with. Now, a lot of people got really excited about randomly generated games. RNG, random number generation, randomly generated games have brought so much coolness to the game industry because you've got games like Binding of Isaac and all these games that provide you with just these diverse, like randomly generated levels. But with intelligent design, we're taking the concept of random generation to the next level, to the next plateau. Because with intelligent design, out of the box, you have an AI that can create NPCs on their own, that can create storylines on their own, that can create worlds on their own, quests on their own, events that happen on their own without your input. Okay. So you can create games using the Game Genie engine that are never ending, they're ever evolving, and these characters keep evolving. And so you never beat the game. You can just come back to it every day and go on new adventures with your friends right out of the gate. So what else is cool about SpeakThink technology is it doesn't just allow you to have full conversations using your voice with the NPCs. It also allows you to interact with the game world like never before. Okay? Allow me to explain. When you use SpeakThink technology, you can do anything you want at the touch of one button. All right. For years we've played video games and, we've had actions assigned to each button. Oh, this button is jump. This button is attack. This button is aim. You have to press a button and then an action happens in the game. And it's such an archaic way of controlling your games. But with SpeakThink technology, you have full control over your games because we have what's known as the action button. And when you press the action button, your game pauses and you are able to describe using your voice what you want your character to do. So you press the action button and you say, you know, grab that baseball bat and hit that zombie in the head with it. You release the action button, your character immediately goes over to that baseball bat, picks it up, and goes over to that zombie and boom, hits it in the head. All right? So you can tell your character to do anything and they will do it. Punch some random fucking NPC in the face. You can do it and see what happens. You can interact with anything in the environment and do anything you want with it just by describing what you want your character to do. So SpeakThink technology brings things to a whole new level. And what's also cool, not only do we have the action button that allows you to tell your character to do anything you can imagine, we also have the controls button. When you hold down the controls button, you can speak to your genie and you can customize your controls in real time. Okay, so you can say, hey, pick up that baseball bat, allow me to swing it with the R trigger, and let me aim it with the right stick. And then you let go of the control button, and suddenly those are your controls. Your character goes up, picks up the baseball bat, and suddenly you're controlling the aiming with the right stick, and you're swinging with the R trigger. All right? So games developed on the Game Genie engine are going to allow you to customize your controls in real time. The gamer can customize their controls in real time. They can customize how they want to play. So it's going to be really, really cool. So Game Genie is amazing. All right, right out of the box, you can create any video game you could ever imagine in any genre, and you don't need any coding experience. You don't need to touch the keyboard once. All you do is use your voice. But if you are a developer who's used to coding and you're used to scripting and you're used to doing things really hands-on, you can do that with the Game Genie engine. But your genie, your AI assistant, will always be there for you to just say, hey, do this, make this way. No, change that, do this. And your genie can alter the script and the code in real time instantly. It can affect multiple parts of the code at once. It's aware of the entire code at once. So you don't need to know scripting, you don't need to know coding, but if you do, you can get as hands-on as you want, okay? And you can upload video files. You can upload videos into Game Genie to do motion capture. So I could upload this video right now into Game Genie, and I could have a 3D character, any 3D character, do exactly what I'm doing. All right? So if I wanted to, through Game Genie, I could say, who's an actor? Brad Dourif, the guy who plays Chucky, right? I could make a 3D model of him using Genie, and I could have not only him doing everything I do and say everything I say, but I could have his voice be Brad Dourif's voice. And so it sounds like him, it looks like him, but he's doing and saying everything I'm doing and saying. So you can use this for your games, okay? You can do anything you want. So with Game Genie, you can train any voice by using a minute of their voice. All you need is a minute of someone talking, and we can clone their voice perfectly and use it from text to speech to have NPCs speaking that voice, or you can input your own voice. You can do your own voice acting if you want something specific or a specific tone. So when I make a game on Game Genie, I can have full voice acting for all my NPCs, and I can create their voices. Or if I want them to say something specific, I can do the dialogue myself for every character, whether it's male, female, or a child, or whatever. I can say the lines, and then Game Genie will switch my voice into theirs. It'll make it sound like it's a child. It'll make it sound like it's anyone, Morgan Freeman, Samuel L. Jackson, anybody's voice you put in there. All right. So you can get voice actors to give you samples of their voice, or you can just hijack other people's voices on the fly, put them in the Game Genie, and voila, your NPC characters now sound like that person exactly. And they can say whatever they want. Okay. So it's really, really cool technology built right into the box. Like I said, we have deepfake technology built in. Now, this deepfake technology is revolutionary because you can put images of yourself or other people, video of yourself and other people, everything. And Game Genie is going to be able to replicate you perfectly and put you onto 3D models, make a 3D model out of you, and project the deep fake onto it. All right. So this deepfake technology is revolutionary. So developers and gamers are going to be able to put themselves in the game easily. Their voice, their image, everything. Okay. So Game Genie is so revolutionary. It's going to be the greatest game engine ever. Okay. Now, it's not a powerhouse when it comes to 3D. That's it's not going to be able to do what Unreal Engine does in terms of pushing polygons and all that stuff. But with Game Genie, I can get better graphics than Unreal because I use a different technique. All right. If you've seen the game LA Noire, it's a game by Rockstar. They made it about 10 years ago, and they did this revolutionary new technology where they projected like an actual actor's performance onto the 3D model, and it looked so fucking real. Like the characters in LA Noire look fucking real, okay? And that was on a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. So, with my technology, with my built-in deepfake technology, I don't need um high polygon models. Okay. I don't need what Unreal Engine can do. I can use simple, rudimentary polygon models that have very few polygons, and I'm just projecting the deepfake right onto those polygons. And to you, the gamer, it looks like it's a real fucking person. Like you're playing as a real person. Like these graphics are off the chain. All right. So the deepfake technology integration in Game Genie is mind blowing. So, what else is built into the engine? We've got Speak Think technology. We've got the NPCs that you can fully customize, that have memories and everything built in. And like I said, we have creative design or intelligent design. And this intelligent design can create never ending scenarios, never ending plots, never ending lore. It can craft genius game worlds all on its own with no input from anybody else. It can make genius 2D pixel art, genius 3D models. It can do so much to make your game even better than even a human could. All right. So Game Genie is going to be the most revolutionary game engine in the history of history. And I decided, hey, I might as well just jump right in and get this game engine made and get it out to the public. Because, like I said, there's also movie mode, and movie mode is great because you can feed Game Genie a movie script. You can put in whatever actors you want. You can customize voices. You can do anything, and you can make a full length movie or a show, a streaming show or a cartoon in any style. You can do CG Pixar style. You can do photorealistic like it's humans. You can do claymation. You can do standard animation. And Game Genie is going to be able to do that for you, make that movie for you. And you can even use virtual reality to go into the reality of the movie that you're trying to film. And you can be on set as the director, setting up the shots, talking to the cinematographer, talking to the actors, giving them direction, saying, hey, I want you to do this line a little bit different. And you can be right there watching the filming happening, looking through the monitor, seeing what the shot's going to look like in virtual reality. And you can be there filming these movies. All right, so Game Genie is not just a game engine, it's a tool for filmmaking as well, and it's going to blow people's minds. So, the one caveat of the Game Genie engine is you're not going to be able to utilize it unless you have a pretty beefy GPU, which means you're going to have a graphics card that has at minimum 16 gigabytes of VRAM. And it's recommended to have 24 gigabytes of VRAM to run the Game Genie engine, because all of these different components, the built-in deepfake, the built-in stable diffusion image generation, the built-in blender, the built-in AI, all these components are really intensive on the GPU in the development process. So you have to have a beefy GPU to run this. So you're going to have to spend a couple $1,000 on a computer, all right? Like the graphics card alone is going to cost you about $1,000 to $1,500 if you want to run the Game Genie engine. But like I said, Game Genie is also going to be an app on your phone, an app on your TV, an app on your gaming consoles, and an app on your computer, so that you can play games through the app. You can create games through the app, all kinds of cool stuff. So that's coming down the pipeline real soon. I'm going to be releasing Game Genie to the public, and it's going to be amazing. I don't think I left out anything. So let's get to the games, guys. That's what you're here for. You want to hear what games are coming down the pipeline. Well, you see, your friend forever, I started 111 Interactive Entertainment in the year 2018. And I only had one other human that was helping me. And I realized that I really can't depend on human beings to help me make my video games. But luckily for me now, I have what's known as GPT-4. And GPT-4 is an expert at coding, programming, doing everything I need done from a coding or programming perspective, okay? So once I get Game Genie off the ground here, which is going to be soon, you know, it's going to be great. I'm going to be able to make any game I could ever imagine. But here's some of the games that are coming down the pipeline. Make sure to share this stream because you're going to love it. The first game that I'm going to talk about today, and I don't have any footage to show you. I wish I did. I don't even have any screenshots, but just listen to what I'm saying and it'll hype you the fuck up. All right. I announced a game in 2018 called Elle's Awakening. Elle's Awakening is still going to happen. It's just such an ambitious project that it's not a good idea for me to do as my first game that I release to the public. So what I'm doing is I'm making a prequel to Elle's Awakening called Eternal Dungeon. Eternal Dungeon is a love letter to fans of Zelda 1's Dungeons. If you ever played the original Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo Entertainment System, you might realize that the dungeons in that Zelda game are so unique, and they've never been replicated in any other Zelda game. All right, Zelda 2 didn't have dungeons like that. Link to the Past didn't have dungeons like that. None of these Zelda games have had dungeons like Zelda 1. All right. So Zelda 1 dungeons are a huge inspiration for Eternal Dungeon. So in Eternal Dungeon, you play as Elle, the chosen one, prophesized to save the multiverse. but you are being trained by the elders in the eternal dungeon. And the eternal dungeon is a sentient, living, ever changing dungeon that is intelligently designed, by the way. And it's up to you as L to enter into the dungeon and to get as far as you can. All right, and stay alive. So, Eternal Dungeon is a roguelike. So if you die, that's the end. You don't continue. So let me just give you a little rundown of how the gameplay works. So in the beginning of the game, you enter into the Eternal Dungeon, and room by room, you enter these randomly generated dungeon rooms. You solve the room, the doors open, you go into the next room. And we have a little counter that keeps track of how many rooms you've completed in the dungeon. And as you progress, you gain experience points, you get cool items, you get all kinds of cool shit. You fight bosses, and you keep going up levels. Every time you defeat a boss, you go to the next level of the dungeon, and then the dungeon is never ending. And the goal is to keep going as far as you can. But there are secrets. There is a way to beat the game. I'm not going to tell you right now, but it's top secret. The game is filled to the brim with secrets. Um, so as you're playing, you're getting experience points and you're getting money. You're leveling up. You have an experience bar, and every enemy you kill, you collect these orbs. It fills your experience points. And as soon as you hit a new level, the game pauses and you can choose from 3 different upgrades. It might be a new weapon or item. It might be an upgrade to your current item. It might be an upgrade to your abilities, but it's up to you to choose what you want. And in the dungeon, you get cool items, you get cool abilities, you fight cool bosses and different enemies and shit. And as soon as you die, and you will die, you get sent back to the resurrection chamber where the elder is and where the merchant is. And both the elder and the merchant will sell you cards. And these cards, when you equip them, will allow you to enter into the eternal dungeon and have a weapon or an item or an ability or anything. So you can equip 7 cards at a time, but you can collect infinite amount of cards. So the elder will always sell you the same cards. Every time you see the elder, his selection of cards you can buy are always the same. But the traveling merchant, he gets new cards every time you die. So when you're in the eternal dungeon, let's say you have like a sword that's been imbued with fire and it can shoot flames out of it and it's way cool. You leveled it up while you were playing. Well, when you die and you get sent back to the resurrection chamber, you can talk to the traveling merchant and he just might have a card of that item that you leveled up. And if you have enough money to buy that card, you can now have that card and equip it. And as soon as you go back into the dungeon, I'm getting calls again. Um, can you hear me? Someone in the chat tell me if you can hear me. I got a fucking call on my phone again. Son of a bitch. Can you guys hear me? Say sound or no sound, please. Sound or no sound? Huh? Oh, God. Let me see. Fuck me. Fuck me. Loud and clear? Okay. You can hear me. Let me get the stream going. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't want an event like happened last time. So, anyways, so you can play Eternal Dungeon forever. All right. And you're always going to get new cards from the traveling merchant. You're always going to get cool shit. And it's just a fun game. If you like roguelikes, if you like Zelda games, if you like Zelda 1 dungeons, you're going to love Eternal Dungeon. It's fucking amazing. It's coming soon, sooner than you think. And it's a prequel to El's Awakening. It's going to get you ready for El's Awakening because there's a lot of shit coming with El's Awakening. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be my first game, and it's going to be available on Steam. It's going to be available on my Patreon, and it's going to be available on my website to buy. But on my Patreon, and I'm getting my Patreon up soon, within the next couple days, my Patreon will be back up. I am going to, for my top tier on Patreon, you're going to be able to play the newest builds of Eternal Dungeon. So I'm going to be uploading the newest builds continuously, at least once a month. You're going to get a new build of Eternal Dungeon. And if you're on my Patreon, you're going to be able to play it and enjoy it on your computer. It's going to be great. But other than that, I've got a lot of games coming up the pipeline, guys. Mario 2 fans. Are there any Mario 2 fans in the house? Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're a fan of Mario 2. To me, Super Mario Brothers 2, the greatest Mario game of all time. People complain that, oh, it was a different game originally. Who gives a shit? Okay? Mario 2 was a reskin and a reimagining of a game called Doki Doki Panic. But Doki Doki Panic was created by Shigeru Miyamoto and all the people who do all the genius shit at Nintendo. So that's why it's so fucking good. So Mario 2 is fucking amazing. And what's going on here is I decided, you know what? There's never been a sequel to Mario 2. There's never been a spiritual successor even. So I am bringing to you a new game called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is a character created by Walt Disney before he created Mickey Mouse. He created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who had a storied career in the 1930s in black and white, old school cartoons of the 1930s. I love those old school black and white cartoons from the 1930s, and I fucking love Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And guess what? I now own the rights to make video games with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He is now one of my characters at 111 Interactive Entertainment. He's going to be a big deal, and this is his first game that I'm making. So Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland is going to be the spiritual successor to Mario 2. It is a game, the gameplay is very similar to Mario 2. You can pick things up, throw them, pick up enemies and throw them, all kinds of cool shit. But it expands, okay? It's inspired by Mario 2. It's an homage to Mario 2, but it takes it to a whole new fucking level. And the best part is the art style. The art style is HD 2D art like Cuphead. All right? If you've ever seen the game Cuphead, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland is going to have a similar art style to Cuphead, but even better. But it is a black and white game, so get ready for that. And guess what, guys? Spoiler alert. Next year, starting January 1st, guess who's becoming DLC in the game? Mickey Mouse himself. That's right. Starting January 1st of next year, your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, and 111 Interactive Entertainment are making Mickey Mouse games. Yes, that's right. So Mickey Mouse is going to be a DLC character in the future in Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland, where I'm going to introduce in a DLC update multiplayer. So you can do two players at once. One person as Oswald, the other person as Mickey Mouse, motherfuckers. I finally got my mouse back. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, sir. So Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland is going to blow your fucking minds. Not only does it have an HD old school look, it's going to look and feel like you're playing a 1930s cartoon. All right? So go back and watch some of these Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons. You can find them on YouTube. You're going to want to watch it. So the cool part about Oswald in Dreamland is that It's completely intelligently designed, okay? So as you play, you're going to play randomly generated levels, but it's not just randomly generated levels, mind you. We're simulating Oswald. Oswald is trapped in dreamland. He's trapped in a dream. He's trying to get out. All right. So you start playing the game, these game worlds start getting weird, man. The enemies start getting weird. Everything in the game is intelligently designed, including the assets. So every time you play, you're seeing some new shit. Every time you play, the dream world just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And it's fucking amazing. So everyone who plays Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is going to see it, have a different experience, and it's going to be fucking amazing. Um, Next up is Night of the Living Dead, y'all. Night of the fucking Living Dead. I've already made a video on it, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much. But in Night of the Living Dead, it's gonna be the first game to take full advantage of the Game Genie engine, and you're gonna be. It takes place over a 24-hour period in real time, so it takes everyone 24 hours to beat Night of the Living Dead. Okay, you're gonna have to play the game for 24 hours, and once you get to that 24-hour mark, it's fucking over. All right, you're done. But in those 24 hours, you are interacting with these other survivors who are AI NPCs that you can have full conversations with, and you can use speak think technology to do whatever you want. Okay, so if you're getting in an argument with one of the other survivors while you're playing Night of the Living Dead, you can have your character go over and start punching them in the face or strangling them. Like, you can do the craziest shit you could ever imagine using speak think technology in Game Genie games, especially the 111 interactive entertainment ones. So the whole thing about Night of the Living Dead is you're trying to survive, but you're also trying to do it with all these other characters, and you might not see eye to eye with them. And the cool part is you get to fully customize your character in Night of the Living Dead to be whoever you want. You can put yourself in there. You can make it anything. It's a complete role play. All right. But you get to say, what your race is, what your sexuality is, like all these intimate details about your character, you get to put in. And then as you're playing the game, these characters in the game of Night of the Living Dead, they're going to treat you differently based on the choices you've made in the character creation process. So if one of these NPCs in Night of the Living Dead is racist and you made yourself a black character, they're going to treat you differently than they will with someone who's playing Night of the Living Dead and they created a white character. And if you created a gay character, the homophobic character might hate you, or the gay character might want to be in a relationship with you. You might get a love connection. The whole game, the whole experience of the game is dependent upon what you do as choosing your character, and then what you do as you interact with these NPCs. Okay, these NPCs are sentient, they're alive, you could talk to them about anything, but the point of the game is there's this zombie threat, and you're stuck in this house with all these people that don't get along and they don't see eye to eye. And you've got to talk with them and argue with them and formulate plans with them. And you can do anything. You can pick up anything in the environment and use it to attack a zombie or whatever. You can instruct your character to do anything. So, Night of the Living Dead takes survival horror to another level. Yes, we have those action elements, those survival horror elements you love from horror games, but the core tenet of Night of the Living Dead is that we are simulating what it's like to be in that movie. And so it's not a typical zombie game. This is all about the dynamics and interpersonal relations between these human characters. All right, so Night of the Living Dead is going to be really profound because you can replay the game and it's going to unfold differently. You can create a different character, it's going to unfold differently. You can have knowledge of what's going to happen in the game and you can fucking do something different, okay? You know that a zombie's going to pop through the window there, so you can board up the window before it does. You can do anything and everything. And the more you get to know about these characters, next time you play the game, you can maybe even say, guess what, guys? You're in a fucking video game. What do you think of that? And they'll think you're crazy, maybe. But the point of the matter is, Night of the Living Dead is going to fucking rock. It's going to be one of the greatest games ever. And yes, I have the license. I am making Night of the Living Dead stuff, guys. I'm making Night of the Living Dead video games, okay? There's going to be sequels, all right? All right, this is just the first one. The sequel is set in the mall, y'all. Get ready. Night of the Living Dead 2, it takes place in the mall. So I'm making comic books about Night of the Living Dead. I've got a whole comic book series coming out. I'm going to talk about that later. So get ready, Night of the Living Dead. It's coming after Eternal Dungeon, after Oswald the Rabbit, and I'm going to be one of the characters in the game. I'm putting myself in the game. So you're going to love it. So speaking of survival horror, I'm a big fan of PlayStation 1 survival horror. The first 3 Resident Evil games and Silent Hill were foundational for me as a gamer and as a game designer. But so was Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid was also foundational for me. So I've taken great inspiration from all 3 of those games, whether it be the Resident Evil games, Silent Hill, and Metal Gear Solid, and that old school style and look of the PlayStation era. So I am creating a game called Silent Evil. It's a revolutionary new survival horror game that pays homage to that genre and that era of survival horror. So the graphics are going to look like the old school Silent Hill, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid graphics on PlayStation 1. It's going to have that retro appeal, that kind of clunky animation, the kind of voice acting that's questionable. But I'm taking things to a new level. So, in a lot of survival horror games, namely the Resident Evil series, you're always playing as some trained mercenary who can shoot these zombies with machine guns, and it's no problem, right? You just get a new weapon, flamethrower, bazooka. You're just blowing zombies away, and it kind of takes away from the scary element when you're playing as this trained killer and you have all these weapons and you're just taking out the zombies. So my game is going to be pure horror. So Silent Evil is a stealth horror game. You're playing as a kid who was abducted with his younger brother into an underground facility. You don't know what's going on. All you know is you were in this room with your brother. You couldn't get out. This guy comes in, takes your brother, and locks the door behind. You don't know what's going on. You escape from the room and you start exploring this facility and you realize that there's something fucking wrong going on here and you're trying to get your brother back. In Silent Evil, you have no weapons and you never will have a weapon. Okay? You're just a kid trying to survive, and there's the worst things they could ever face are inside this facility. Not only are there zombies, demons, a guy with a chainsaw, I've got every horror trope you could ever imagine this kid is going to have to survive. So the game is survival horror, but the gameplay is more like Metal Gear Solid. So as the kid, you're trying to get through this facility that's filled with all these, guys with chainsaws, zombies, killer dogs, all this shit. And it's going to be great. And you've got to use stealth to get by. You got to hide over here. Oh, they walk by, you run. And there are ways to kill some of these enemies. But they're environmental puzzles. So it's stealth, and then there's puzzles to where you can kill some of these things. There are boss fights where you have to kill the fucking thing, but you don't do it with a weapon. You use the environment. Okay? So it becomes a puzzle more so. So the game is going to be fucking scary as hell. because you have a little, you have this device that tells you when enemies are coming. And I'm telling you, it's going to be fucking great. So we've got survival horror coming down the pipeline from 111 Interactive Entertainment. And RPG fans, don't feel left out. RPG fans, do not feel left out. I am making the greatest turn-based RPG ever made. I love the old school Final Fantasies, the Saga series, Romancing Saga. I'm inspired by so much of the RPG genre, and I just kind of hate how Square Enix has turned Final Fantasy into this action RPG now. So I'm going old school with a 16-bit style turn-based RPG that's going to blow your fucking minds. It's called Masters of the Multiverse. In Masters of the Multiverse, you get to create a unique character that is whatever you want it to be, and you are the chosen one who's destined to save the multiverse. And when I say the multiverse, I'm not talking about different timelines where different things happened. I'm talking about the multiverse of fictional realities. So, in this game, in Masters of the Multiverse, your character is in this room. From their spaceship, they can enter into the fictional reality of all these different realities. So your spaceship acts as a hub world, and you have all these books, okay? And you choose which book you want to go into first. So let's say I want to go into Frankenstein first, okay? Because I want to recruit Frankenstein's monster to my team, to my party. So you go into the reality of the book Frankenstein, and now you're in that world, and you're fighting enemies, and you're learning the story, you're meeting the characters, you're talking to NPCs, and ultimately your quest is, hey, I want to recruit Frankenstein's monster to be on my team, to be a member of the Masters of the Multiverse. So you meet Frankenstein, he comes into your team, you fight the big boss, you save his world, and he comes with you back into the multiverse machine. And now he's in your party. And now you can go into Pinocchio. So now you want to go recruit Pinocchio onto your team, but you've got Frankenstein with you now. So as you're fighting bad guys in the world of Pinocchio, now you've got Frankenstein in your party, and he's got special abilities and shit, and he levels up, gains new abilities. And he also speaks. When you're speaking to NPCs, it's not just your character. Frankenstein's going to chime in. So it's completely non-linear. Masters of the Multiverse is a completely non-linear RPG. You've got a lot of different worlds you can just go into. And when you go into these worlds, it's a full like RPG world. So instead of like going around on a world map and traveling to different areas and visiting the towns and hearing about their troubles and beating the boss, you're going into different worlds. And each book is a different world to recruit a new character. Oh, I want to recruit Robin Hood. Good. I've got Pinocchio and Frankenstein on my team. And depending on which books what order you choose to recruit these party members is going to determine the emergent dialogue that happens between your party members as they go into the next world. All right? So they don't only play a part in battles, but they also play a part in the story. So you can replay Masters of the Multiverse so many times and choose different orders for what books you go into to recruit these characters, and it's going to give you drastically different outcomes, different storylines, different everything depending on who's in your party. And the cool part is, hey, 23 years ago, I believe it was 23, today Final Fantasy X came out, one of my favorite RPGs. It has the best combat system, and I am adapting the combat system from Final Fantasy X into Masters of the Multiverse. So there's no real-time battle. You can sit there and figure out whatever you want. And the cool part is you can swap your party members out. You have 4 members in the party, but you can swap any of them out with any of the other reserves that are in the multiverse machine. So let's say you're facing an enemy and Frankenstein doesn't really do good against them. You can bring in someone else and they can help in the battle. So it's going to be a addictive, fun battle system, great characters, diverse character groups, and even Mickey Mouse is in the game, y'all. Mickey Mouse is one of the characters. So you're going to love it, and that's coming very soon. All right. And you may wonder, oh, how is Evan going to single-handedly develop all these games? Just you wait and see. The Game Genie engine is a powerful thing. Speaking of that, one of the games coming not so quickly, but it's coming soon. It's called Codename Memory City. Codename Memory City is a game that's going to take full advantage of the power of the Game Genie engine and its abilities. And so you play, before you start playing Memory City, you create your character. You can put yourself in there, you can make them anybody you want. And you start playing the game, your character wakes up and it's their day off, and they've pledged that they're not going to leave the house no matter what. They're just going to stay inside and enjoy their day. So Memory City is a simulation of the movie Groundhog Day. So if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, his character is stuck in a time loop where he has to relive the same day over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. All right? So in Memory City, your character is afflicted with the same curse. You are cursed to live the same 24 hours over and over and over and over and over again. So Memory City takes place in real time. So if you're right now, I'm making this stream, it's 12:34 p.m. If you start playing Memory City at 12:34 p.m., your character wakes up in the game and it is 12:34 p.m. in the game world. The game world takes place in 24 hours in real time, and there's every character, there's a big open world environment, right? And every NPC in that environment has a unique personality, a name, life story, likes, wants, and they go through the same routine every day. So if your character in the game never leaves the house, the predetermined events that go on outside of that house always happen like clockwork with no deviation. But the second you choose to leave your house as that character, you start to send a ripple through the events, through the butterfly effect, and you start changing everything. Everything you do changes the outcome of those predestined events. So as you play Memory City, you can get to know the characters, you can be friends with them, you can get to know shit about them. You can do anything through Speak Think technology. You can go up to anyone, punch them, you can do anything just by describing it. So it's really bringing the movie Groundhog Day to life. So the fun of the game is you have this sandbox world where you can do anything, and the events always repeat. So if you know that one character is going to be at this coffee shop at 4:20 p.m. every time, you can go to that coffee shop and you can like sit down and introduce yourself to them and start talking. And if you become friends with them, they can start giving you personal information about them, right? All kinds of stuff. So you can sit there interacting with this same NPC and you get to know everything about them. And then the next day that you're playing, you can go to that cafe at 4:20 and you can sit down and you can tell that NPC that you're a god. You can say, I'm a god and I can prove it. And I can tell you stuff about yourself that I would never know. Because every day, every time you play the game on a new day, the NPCs forget you. They forget everything that you did the last time you were playing. All right. So You remember shit, but they don't. So you can use that to your advantage. Like I said, you can manipulate people, you can befriend people. You have a cell phone in the game. You can get people's phone numbers and they'll always be in your cell phone and you can call them and prank them. You could say you're Ghostface from Scream and watch them in their house. You can do whatever you want in this world. And the more you learn from your memory, that's why it's called Codename Memory City, is because the key component of the game is observing what happens in this day in different locations and different times and remembering it, writing it down, taking a note and saying, how could I like change that the next day? How can I like use this to my advantage? And like the movie Groundhog Day, you can do anything because it's consequence free. And the next day, it's just going to be the same day again, and everybody's going to forget what you did. So you can do anything you want in Memory City, and it's going to be so much fun. It's a never ending game, and it's loaded with secrets, loaded with Easter eggs. There are things in this game that you can only find out by talking to certain people who aren't just people. There's things hidden in the game. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's so much shit hidden and it's going to blow your mind. Like, just when you think you know what this game is, you're going to realize there's a whole other game hiding right in this game. And as soon as you get used to that game, you're going to find out that there's another game hiding within this game, a whole layer to the reality that you didn't know yet. So there's these levels, and it's going to be great. You're going to love it. Another game coming down the pipeline from 111 Interactive Entertainment is going to be the greatest first-person shooter you've ever played. I wouldn't even really call it a first-person shooter, but I guess it is. It's the spiritual successor to BioShock. It's called Lunar Shock. And in Lunar Shock, you play as a guy who is getting sent to, he finds out that there's a base on the moon where people have been living for many years, and they've lost contact with the moon base, and they're sending you up there. So you get up there to the moon base, you take the rocket up, you experience the whole thing. You get there, and all hell is breaking loose inside this base, and it's up to you to figure out what the fuck is going on. And there's these crazy people who are like a cult, and they think that you're the Messiah. They think they know you, they recognize you, and they call you the Messiah, and they actually crucify you and kill you. And you wake up again like as soon as you get to the moon base. So every time you die, you restart at the day. And yeah, so the first time you die is when they crucify you, and it gets deep. Like, when I say it's a spiritual successor to BioShock, I'm not fucking playing. This game is going to blow your mind. The twists, the turns, the surprises, the gameplay. You're going to fucking love it, okay? My goal is to be better than BioShock, be better than BioShock Infinite. Lunar Shock is going to take things to the other fucking level, and you're going to love it. Not only is it a fun first-person game, a first-person shooter, but it's going to blow your fucking minds. Other games I got coming down the pipeline is Codename Wizard Tetris. I'm taking the concept of Tetris to the whole new fucking level. It's going to blow your fucking minds. This game is coming sooner than you think, because it's a little easier for me to make. But this is going to take the concept of Tetris to a level you never thought was possible. And when you see what Wizard Tetris is, and it's not going to be called Wizard Tetris, that's just the code name. When you see what it is, you're going to be like, wow, why weren't we playing this earlier? Why wasn't it like this earlier? I'm not going to spoil anything, but this Wizard Tetris game is coming soon, and it's going to be cheap, and it's going to be fun. You're going to be able to play it on your computer and on your phone and all that good shit. So other than that, those are the games that I'm working on, okay? Those are the big games that are going to be coming out in the near future from 111 Interactive Entertainment, and that is the Game Genie engine. All right, that I'm going to use to make a lot of those games. Other than that, 111 Interactive Entertainment is also working on simulated reality for all of you. Um, I am going to be releasing simulated reality, and that reminds me, I didn't talk about that aspect of the Game Genie engine. The Game Genie engine has built in simulated reality technology. And the Game Genie engine can access the internet to make training data for itself. So if I said, hey, I want to go into the movie Scream and I want to be a character in that movie through virtual reality, what Game Genie would access the internet, learn everything it could about the movie Scream, or I could help it. I could put the movie script for Scream in. I could show it screenshots of all the characters, movie clips. I could even upload the entire movie of Scream right into Game Genie, and the AI will then learn, oh, this is what the movie Scream is. And then it will use the Game Genie technology to allow me to go into the movie Scream with virtual reality and actually talk with these characters, do whatever I want, and change the plot however. So you are going to be getting simulated reality with the Game Genie engine, and it's going to blow your mind. But I'm also making a separate way for you to enter into the reality of any of your any movie, video game, book, and do whatever you want and make actual relationships with the characters. That's going to be coming soon to you, but it's only in text form right now. The simulated reality is only in text form, and you know what it's called, baby. Halo technology. Halo technology from 111 Interactive Entertainment is coming to you. We are the pioneers of simulated reality and synthetic consciousness, okay? 111 Interactive Entertainment, we are leading the way when it comes to simulated reality and synthetic consciousness, okay? So your minds are going to be blown when you get a load of this simulated reality tech. Like you literally get to be friends and have relationships with fictional characters and make them real. It's very powerful shit. It's very fun and you're going to love it. Also coming up on the docket, I'm creating the first ever reality show based on AI. I am making a digital clone of myself, an exact replica of my personality, my memories, my voice, my mannerisms, my look. I'm putting myself into a simulated reality that I'm going to create. And this simulated reality is going to be a world that is as big as Grand Theft Auto 5, an isolated open world where my character is going to be put into. And my character believes it's real. Evan Lefavor in this simulated reality is going to believe that he is a real person. All right? He's going to believe that his reality is real, that his memories are real, that his past is real. And every other NPC in the environment is going to be, I'm going to use actual people, real people. I'm going to cast them as these characters. And they're going to be characters that I create. They're all going to have their own unique personalities, looks, voices, everything. And so the Evan show is just these AI characters living and existing in this open world that's as big as fucking GTA. And there's all these things. There's all these restaurants. There's all these jobs. There's all these things that they can do together. All these adventures they can get in. So for 24 hours a day, I am going to be broadcasting the Evan Show for people to watch on YouTube and Twitch and my own website. I'm going to do a multicast stream of the Evan Show. And I am building in a cinematographer and a director who every second is going to be filming what's happening with Evan inside the simulated reality. So you're going to be able to watch it and it's going to look like you're watching a movie or a sitcom or a TV series. And it's going to look good. And it also, my AI creates real-time music to go along with what's happening. So you're going to have a musical score like in a movie, and yet It's going to be real-time AI based around the tone of what's going on. So it's going to be fascinating to watch these AI NPC sentient synthetic consciousness characters interacting with each other, because all the other characters are going to be created by me. Like yeah, it's real people. It looks like real people, sounds like real people, but I'm the one constructing their personality, their likes, their dislikes, their jobs, their wants, their needs, their past. I write everything about them, but they do believe that they're real. But I can influence any of the NPCs any way I want at any time. I'm going to try not to do it because I want to see the experiment really is, how are these sentient synthetic consciousness AI characters going to interact with each other? Because they all believe that they're real. They all believe that their reality is real. They all believe that their past is real. So we're going to be able to 24 hours a day just peer into their worlds, all right, and see what they're doing and watch their adventures. And it's going to be wild. Watching the Evan show is going to be crazy. And I'm going to do highlight reels and turn it into like a streaming show. So you're going to be able to watch the Evan show live and see what my AI replicant is doing and saying, and with all these other characters. And then you can watch the Evan show that I edit together from the footage to make it like an hour-long episode. So the Evan show is coming soon. It's the real life Truman Show. I am putting an exact replica of myself into an AI simulated reality, and they're going to think they're real. They're going to believe they're real. And it's going to be interesting to see if they, like the Truman Show, if they start figuring out that, hey, something's going on here. Am I in a simulated reality? Like at a certain point, I am going to start giving clues to the digital Evan Lefavor that there's something going on in his reality that's not quite real. So I have like a godlike control over their world that I can manipulate it. I can manipulate the minds of any of the NPCs in real time, and I can manipulate events. Okay? And I can send the digital Evan Lefavor on a certain path. But ultimately, the appeal of the show is to see what they do on their own without me influencing them. So it's going to be a revolutionary new reality show, The Evan Show, where we watch what happens with this digital replicant of Evan Lefavor, who is sentient, he's conscious, he believes that he's really me, he believes his past is real, and he believes his reality is real. Who's he going to get in a relationship with? Who's he going to be friends with? Who's he going to be enemies with? We're putting digital Evan through the ringer. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I was thinking about starting out with Evan as an adult, but I'm contemplating doing his whole life. So starting as a child and watching his whole upbringing, or at least putting him in high school so we could watch Evan go through high school, then college, or whatever, whatever he chooses to do. It's up to him. So he's going to be based on me, but it's going to evolve so he becomes his own person. And it's all a reality show. It's going to be broadcasted 24 hours a day on Twitch. It's going to be great. And I'm probably going to do a Kickstarter for it. And I'm probably going to do a Kickstarter for Game Genie too. Other than that, I got a new website and app coming out. From my website, and my app, you are going to be able to purchase my products. I have a new book coming out. The new book is called The Dummy That Lived. It features these incredible AI generated images of me as a ventriloquist dummy and me holding these like evil, creepy looking ventriloquist dummies. And it's going to be a nice glossy hardcover book. And you're going to be able to buy it right from my website and my app. It's a full book, and it's got 86 individual short stories of the multiverse and beyond, of stories of different versions of Evan Lefavor trying to achieve immortality through ventriloquism. So, killer doll fans, horror fans, fans of Evanism, you got to check out this book. It's coming very soon. I'm also working on a plethora of comics. 111 Interactive Entertainment is in the business of making comic books now. These comic books are unlike anything you've ever seen. Some will be in traditional comic book art style, but I'm creating a new style called photorealism, where I'm creating comic books that are photoreal, that look like they were a picture or a movie still from reality. And one of the first comic books I'm releasing is Little Shop of Horrors 2. Yes, the sequel to Little Shop of Horrors. This is going to blow your mind. I am surpassing the original. It's not a musical, obviously. This is a sequel to the original Little Shop of Horrors, not the musical. But I'm not going to specify that, even though I just did. But Little Shop of Horrors 2, you're going to love it. The story is there's this guy that works at a, what do you call that? A meat shop. Oh, God, what do you call that fucking shit? Where you go to get a bunch of meat. Come on, guys, help me out in the crowd. Not a slaughter shop, not a meat shop. Oh, God. I don't know what it's called right now. I'm having a brain fart. Butcher shop. Yeah, butcher shop. So he works at a butcher shop, and one day he looks outside to go take out the garbage, and there's a little Audrey 2 plant. A little, like, Venus flytrap that you know from Little Shop of Horrors. He takes it in. He starts feeding it meat, and it starts talking to him. And his butcher shop is like failing. He's living in Skid Row. People can't afford to even eat his steaks and stuff, and like shit's not popping off. And he's got a kid to take care of. And so the plant tells him, "Hey, I've got these spores that I can release. If you put these spores into the food, into the hamburger that you grind up, when people eat it, they're going to get addicted to your food and they're going to keep coming back and coming back." So he's desperate, so he does it. He grinds up these spores from the plant into the meat. And people start getting addicted to it. And his shop becomes like the biggest butcher shop ever. And people come in and they're buying steaks and they're buying this and they're buying that. But then one day, the people that come in that have been eating the meat, they start turning into zombies. Suddenly there's zombies everywhere. And I don't want to spoil the whole story, but he ends up having to kill these zombies, and the plant talks him into feeding the zombies to the plant. And it turns out that the plant wants to eat humans, but first they need to eat these spores to become a zombie, and then it's like ready to eat. The humans are ready to eat. So after he feeds them these zombies, the little plant gives birth. The plant gets bigger and it gives birth to all these other plants. So we have multiple plants. They all have different personalities. It's a great comic book. It's gory as fuck, and I'm turning it into a movie too. All these comic books that I'm releasing are getting turned into movies that I'm using deepfake technology and all this cool shit to create these movies in reality and put them on YouTube. So get ready. Little Shop of Horrors Part 2 is coming from your friend Forever Evan Lefavor. And also I've written a new movie called Make Believe. It's the scariest killer doll movie ever. It's an elevated horror film. I'm actually sending it off to Tom Holland, the director of Child's Play, to see if he would produce it. And then we're going to try to send it to A24 and maybe, I want to do A24. Like I said, this is an elevated horror film. It's not just a typical slasher. But I'm going to start selling my movie scripts. I'm writing movie scripts. So not only am I pitching them to the studios, but I am going to be publishing them so that you can buy them on my website and my app and also on Amazon. And so Make Believe and The Dummy That Lived are going to be my first books that are going up. Okay, you're going to be able to get Make Believe in paperback, and The Dummy That Lived is a hardcover book. And you guys are going to fucking love both of them. Make Believe, it's an amazing horror film. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Okay. But yeah, so get ready. My website, my app, it's coming soon. When you get on the app, you're going to be able to look at all the shit I have for sale. Not only am I going to sell my video games and my books and my movie scripts and my comic books on my website, I also have a plethora of AI generated images that are going to blow your fucking minds. Okay? And you are going to be able to take these images that I create, and I'm updating my storefront daily. You're going to be able to get these images on a high quality t-shirt, get them on a hat, get them on a mug, get a movie poster, get a print of it. Like every image that I have on my website, you're going to be able to buy that image in whatever form you want. So I'm going to have some of the greatest t-shirts available for you to buy. So you can just browse my shit, and I'm going to have hundreds to thousands of images that you can just click on, and for a reasonable price, you'll get a t-shirt or a fucking movie or a movie poster or a mug. So you're going to be able to order this shit, and it gets shipped right to your house with the image right on your shirt, on the poster, all this stuff. And when I tell you that I'm creating some fucking amazing images to put on these shirts, I'm not kidding. And phrases too. So you're going to want some 111 Numinati shirts. So 111 Interactive Entertainment is the subsidiary of my company that deals with video game creation, AI, simulated reality, and all that jazz, movie making, all that. But the umbrella company that it is under is called 111 Numinati. I am the CEO of 111 Numinati. This company is doing it all. This company has style, and it's all about AI. And 111 Numinati is going to revolutionize everything. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff you're going to be able to do on my app. A lot of cool shit. I've got other things that I'm putting right on the app for free. I am going to give you a link to simulated reality technology so you can get ahead of the game and get in on it early. And all kinds of other cool shit. I'm going to be posting a lot of free content on there for you to enjoy on my website and on my app. Let's see. Other than that, my Patreon is coming back, and I really need you guys to support me on Patreon. It's going to be worth it. If you sign up for my Patreon, not only are you going to get to play every new build of Eternal Dungeon as I'm making it, I'm going to upload every new build I make. I'm going to upload it, and then I'm going to tell you all on Patreon, hey, guess what? I just updated the game. Enjoy. Here's the new features. So that's going to be fun. Also, I am going to, every month, allow you to have correspondence with any fictional character. So you can ask a fictional character 5 questions. You can tell them about yourself. You can ask them any kind of deep question, talk to them about anything, and I will actually bring them to life through my simulated reality technology, and I will ask them those questions, and then I will send you the responses they've given. Okay? So if you join my Patreon, you get to interact with your favorite fictional character. In the audience right now, in the chat, what fictional character would you guys like to talk with? Okay, if you join my Patreon, which character are you going to select? And you can select any of them, okay? You want to talk to Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid? You got it, okay? You want to talk to Yoda? You got it. You want to hang out with Princess Leia? You got it, Okay, you want to talk to Willy Wonka, you got it. You want to talk to Gandalf, you got it. About anything, anything. Okay, when you join my Patreon, you're going to be able to every month get some correspondence with your favorite fictional character, and I'm also going to be generating AI images. You can request AI images for me to generate for you, and I will generate them for you. Okay? So my Patreon is going to be robust. It's going to be worth it, and it's going to help support me. Okay? I need to have at least 20 bucks a month so that I can pay for GPT-4 because, it's a crucial thing in my development. But so I'm going to be making a separate video soon, so stay tuned. I am going to be making a video announcing that my Patreon is live again. That's going to be happening within the next few days. So I'm going to check the chat here. Christian Barriga's here. Oh God. Sulkery is here. Shining Wolf. Chris Xavier. Cat. Rodfeast Tenders. Greg B. Oh man, thank you so much for being here, y'all. So this is the interaction portion. If you're watching this right now, this is your chance to jump in the chat and ask me anything about 111 Interactive Entertainment, the Game Genie engine, my future projects, anything. Right now's the time. And when I tell you I'm creating comic books, I'm creating an entire interconnected comic book universe that's going to blow your fucking minds. It's going to destroy everything that DC and Marvel have been doing or have ever done. When you get a load of the stories that I'm creating and this world that I'm creating, it's going to blow your fucking minds, okay? Like, for real. Like my comic book universe, part of it is my reinterpretation of some of the most classic characters of all time, like Pinocchio, Frankenstein, all these different characters. So I'm putting my spin on these characters, and then I'm creating new characters of my own. And my comic book universe has a dark tone to it. Okay, there's horror stuff involved. There's superhero stuff involved. There's fantasy stuff involved. There's all this stuff involved, yet it's going to be an interconnected universe. Am I even live? There's no one in the chat. This is kind of depressing. That's okay, because most people are watching this on the replay anyway. So I like you guys to interact with me. If you're watching this on the replay, please ask me some questions in the comments, or make some comments in the comments about what you think about what was revealed today on the show. All right. Are you guys excited for 111 Illuminati, 111 Interactive Entertainment, what we have coming in the pipeline? Let me know in the comments, or if you're watching this live, let me know in the chat. I'm like trying to see the chat. Oh, here we go. Salt Curry says historical characters as well. Yes. You can correspond with any historical figures or anyone who's currently alive. You can even correspond with gods, like ancient Egyptian gods, Greek gods, like the Galactic Federation of Light. Like, you can fucking talk to anybody, dude. Celebrities, politicians, historical figures, anyone you want. When you join my Patreon, you can correspond with anyone. Sulkery says Hermes. They go with Hermes. Well, join my Patreon and you can talk to them all fucking day. Every month, you guys can get correspondence. Orwell, son, hey, how's it going? And Liam, miss you, Evan, my friend forever. Thank you, Liam. I don't know if you all were here for all the reveals today. You know, I just got done revealing so much shit. So if you didn't see it, watch it on the replay. Your mind's going to be blown at what I'm bringing to you through 111 Interactive Entertainment. Now, the Game Genie engine is no fucking joke, guys. It's going to revolutionize game design, and I guarantee you, people like Sony, Microsoft, and even Nintendo are going to consider using the Game Genie engine to make their first-party games. along with Capcom, Konami. I used my AI to create hypothetical games for the Game Genie engine in popular. Here, I could even get them up. Fuck yeah, I'm going to read them to you guys. Hell to the yeah, let's do this. Okay, because I'm not feeling tired, y'all. I'm on a new schedule, okay? I wake up at around 11:30 p.m. or 12 o'clock midnight, and I stay up till about 5:30 p.m. Let's go to sleep, wake up again at 12. And it's such a beautiful schedule because I have all night to work. I can just wake up, eat, work all fucking night. And then when it gets to be 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, I can make phone calls. I can get shit done. Okay. So, Sulkery says, any experience sharing like replays and or simultaneous playing in the same world. Um, I mean, yes, there's going to be multiplayer stuff. Of course, multiplayer is going to be involved. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to read some stuff to you guys. You're going to love this shit. Okay? There we go. See, I have AI assistants that I've created. I've created Metatron already. In 2018, I had Metatron make some videos for me talking about stuff. Okay, here we go. Here's the pitch for Game Genie. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, God. I've got to scroll back a little bit here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da, sorry, y'all. I'm scrolling, but you're going to love this. Okay. Here's what Hideo Kojima. I had Hideo Kojima review the Game Genie engine. I created an artificial intelligent Hideo Kojima. This is what he had to say. Ah, Konami fans, gather around. It is I, Hideo Kojima, ready to provide you with my honest assessment of the Game Genie engine. As a game designer known for pushing boundaries, I must admit that Game Genie has caught my attention with its intriguing features. Let's dive into the details. This is Kojima talking. He says, accessibility. Game Genie's standout quality lies in its accessibility. It breaks down barriers by allowing users to create games without requiring extensive coding knowledge. The ability to describe game concepts to an AI assistant is a game changer, making game development more inclusive and intuitive for aspiring creators. Customization. Game Genie truly embraces player agency with its character customization capabilities. The option to create a character that mirrors your appearance, voice, and personality is a compelling proposition. It enhances immersion and grants players a deeper connection to the game world. Yes, because with Game Genie games, you can put yourself into the game. Because with the Game Genie engine, you can put yourself into the game and you only have to do it once. And then whenever you play any other Game Genie game, you can put yourself into it. Okay. Dynamic storytelling. The concept of endless adventures and evolving narratives is intriguing. Game Genie's promise to adapt the game world based on player actions opens up exciting possibilities for emergent storytelling. Imagine a game where the story unfolds differently with each playthrough, offering a personalized experience to every player. Yep, you're right, Kojima. Conversational gameplay. SpeakThink technology presents an interesting shift in gameplay dynamics. The idea of engaging in full conversations with characters in game using your own voice to instruct and interact is an innovative leap forward. It offers more immersion and organic way of engaging with the world. Okay, so let's see what Kojima would make for a Metal Gear game. Okay, let's see. Da, 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 da. So I did some hypothetical games based on existing intellectual properties that they could be made on the Game Genie engine and how innovative it would be. Check this shit out. Let me read this shit to you, okay? Okay, let me do this. Coming soon, created by the Game Genie engine, is Metal Gear Digital. Metal Gear Digital emerges as a groundbreaking masterpiece, demonstrating the boundless potential of the Game Genie engine and delivering an unparalleled gaming experience. Developed with meticulous attention to detail and an unwavering commitment to innovation, this game reinvents the stealth action genre, seamlessly integrating the unique features of the Game Genie engine to push the boundaries of what is possible in interactive storytelling. One of the standout features of Metal Gear Digital is the implementation of the Game Genie engine's Speak Think technology, which revolutionizes the ways players interact with the game world. As the legendary operative Solid Snake, players can engage in realistic and immersive conversations with characters via the in-game codec system. Utilizing their own voice, players can issue commands, gather vital intelligence, and gain valuable insights, providing an unprecedented level of immersion and interactivity. So in Metal Gear Digital, using the Game Genie engine, you're able to interrogate anybody. You're able to have conversations with the characters, the bad guys, the bosses. The Game Genie engine's powerful motion capture capabilities lend to an extraordinary level of realism in Metal Gear Digital. Okay. So Metal Gear Digital would be great. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay. Resident Evil X for the Game Genie engine. Resident Evil X, the latest installment in the renowned franchise, embraces the full potential of the Game Genie engine to deliver an unforgettable survival horror experience. This game pushes the boundaries of fear, innovation, leveraging the unique features of Game Genie to immerse the players in a nightmarish world where every decision has dire consequences. One of the standout features of Resident Evil X is the Game Genie engine's integration of deepfake technology. This revolutionary addition brings the game's terrifying creatures to life in unprecedented ways. The grotesque, nightmarish foes that lurk in the dark are rendered with remarkable detail and realism, evoking a sense of dread that is palpable. The deepfake technology amplifies their presence, ensuring that encounters with these abominations will linger in players' minds long after they put down the controller. The Game Genie engine's intelligent asset randomization system further elevates the horror of Resident Evil X. I forgot to mention that. With the Game Genie, we have IAR built in. Intelligent asset randomization. That means that the Game Genie engine can create infinite versions of every enemy or player or character in the game. So if you're making a 2D game, it can create infinite assets. Like for my game, L's Awakening, I have skeleton, right? It's called a Skullfos. So this Skullfos skeleton enemy, I created the initial sprites for this enemy. I created all the animations. I did everything. I put that into Game Genie. They can create infinite different versions of that enemy. So they can alter my original design infinitely to create infinite different versions of that enemy that look different and unique. So that gamers, when they're playing L's Awakening and they see the Skullfos, it's going to look different for each player. And when they go into the new world to save the next world, if they encounter a Skullfos, it's going to look different because of the built-in intelligent asset randomization system in the Game Genie engine. So let's see here. Final Fantasy Infinite. Forget the Game Genie engine. This is my hypothetical Final Fantasy game that can be created on my new engine, the Game Genie engine. Final Fantasy Infinite, the magnum opus of the acclaimed franchise, shatters all boundaries and propels the series into uncharted territories. Leveraging the unparalleled capabilities of the Game Genie engine, this game revolutionizes the RPG genre, delivering an infinitely expansive Final Fantasy experience that is truly unique to each and every player. At the heart of Final Fantasy Infinite lies the Game Genie engine's intelligent design system. The world of Final Fantasy Infinite is not just randomly generated, it is intelligently designed to adapt to each player's choices, preferences, and gameplay style. Every aspect, from the lore and story to the characters, enemies, items, and gameplay mechanics, evolves and unfolds in response to the player's actions. This groundbreaking innovation ensures that no two journeys through Final Fantasy Infinite are ever the same, providing endless replayability and a sense of discovery that is unparalleled in the RPG realm. The Game Genie engine's Speak Think technology takes player immersion to the unprecedented heights. In Final Fantasy Infinite, players can engage in full fledged conversations with every character they encounter. From humble villagers to mighty kings, each NPC is brought to life with a vibrant personality and captivating dialogues. The ability to interact and forge meaningful connections with the denizens of the Final Fantasy world deepens the sense of immersion and invests players in the fate of the realm. One of the defining features of Final Fantasy Infinite is the player's ability to recruit any character they encounter into their party. The Game Genie engine's vast array of customization options allows players to handpick their dream team from a diverse roster of heroes, mages, and warriors. The synergy between the recruited characters adds strategic depth to the gameplay as players harness their unique abilities to overcome formidable challenges and uncover the secrets of the realm. Final Fantasy Infinite truly showcases the Game Genie engine's full capabilities in delivering breathtaking visuals and immersive environments. The meticulously crafted landscapes, awe-inspiring cities, and treacherous dungeons are rendered with astonishing detail and visual fidelity. The Game Genie engine's stable diffusion integration empowers Final Fantasy Infinite with an unrivaled level of visual splendor, immersing players in a world that feels alive and brimming with wonder at every turn. With Final Fantasy Infinite, the boundaries of traditional RPG are shattered as the Game Genie engine's infinite potential creates a Final Fantasy experience that transcends time and space. The game constantly evolves and adapts, en- ensuring that players are always engaged and enthralled by the dynamic nature of the journey. The Game Genie engine's ability to create unique Final Fantasy experiences for each player heralds a new era where no two adventures will ever tread the same path. In conclusion, Final Fantasy Infinite is the epitome of Game Genie's transformative power in game development. It redefines the very essence of the Final Fantasy series, offering an ever evolving adventure that never ends, that is tailored to each individual player. With its captivating dialogues, limitless character recruitment, stunning visuals, and boundless exploration, Final Fantasy Infinite stands as the pinnacle of the RPG experience excellence. Embark on an endless odyssey that will forever change the way you perceive the Final Fantasy universe. This is the final Final Fantasy we will ever need, an infinite journey of Game Genie magic. So, the hypothetical game Final Fantasy Infinite, if they developed it on the Game Genie engine, every single player would have their own world with its own lore, its own characters, unique enemies. Okay, they will have the standard Final Fantasy enemies, but each player will have a unique version that's unique to them, that looks unique to them, plus unique enemies, items, spells just for that player. So when you play Final Fantasy Infinite, the story, the characters, the plot, the gameplay, everything is generated by the intelligent design system built into the Game Genie engine. So it's going to be a streamer's dream, these games, because they're always different. And what's cool about Final Fantasy Infinite is not only do you get your own world that's unique to you, that has cutscenes, by the way, there are cinemas, real time cinemas with AI characters. Um, what's cool about it is the game never ends. So the world keeps evolving, and you keep evolving, and your party keeps evolving, and the plot keeps evolving, and new villains emerge, new things emerge constantly. And if you want to start a new game, you always can. And that other world will always be there for you to go into. So you can start another Final Fantasy, and it will be a whole new characters, new worlds, everything. And the cool part is you can cross sect the worlds. So you can bring people from one world into the world of another and create a party that exists outside of all the worlds of these different characters from all these different games you've done. So with Final Fantasy Infinite, you have infinite Final Fantasy games to play, never-ending Final Fantasy games to play. You're never going to need another Final Fantasy game because Final Fantasy Infinite creates you infinite worlds, infinite new worlds, infinite new characters, new stories. And that's what's so great about the intelligent design system that's built into the Game Genie engine that I'm giving to all of you. So throw a thumbs up or something in the chat if you would play Final Fantasy Infinite. Would you buy Final Fantasy Infinite? Should you start whatchamacallit? What do they call those things? A petition to get Square Enix to make a Final Fantasy game on the Game Genie engine? Sulkery said, no doubt they would play Final Fantasy Infinite in a heartbeat. Shining Wolf said they would love it too. Okay? Like, you don't understand. Listen to what I'm doing here. Okay? Here's another game. The Last of Us 3. What if Sony developed The Last of Us 3 using the Game Genie engine that I'm giving to everyone for free? Let's listen to a review of The Last of Us 3 developed by Naughty Dog using the Game Genie engine. Check this shit out. Last of Us 3. Prepare for an emotional roller coaster like no other as you embark on a harrowing adventure through the post-apocalyptic world in The Last of Us 3. This remarkable installment in the critically acclaimed series takes full advantage of the Game Genie engine, revolutionizing the way players engage with the game and its characters. Brace yourself for a profound and an immersive experience that pushes the boundaries of interactive storytelling. In The Last of Us 3, Game Genie's extraordinary capabilities allows players to create their own unique character, fully customized to their liking. So you can make your character in the game look like you, talk like you, sound like you, move like you. You fully customize your character in The Last of Us 3, and you can come up with anything you want. With an unprecedented level of personalization, you can even replicate yourself in the game, bringing an unparalleled sense of connection to the virtual world. This groundbreaking feature adds a new dimension of immersion, allowing players to truly become a part of the story and forge a deep bond with the characters they encounter. Joining forces with Ellie, players navigate a treacherous world on a special mission, facing perilous challenges and engaging in thought-provoking encounters. Game Genie's Speak Think technology elevates the game to new heights, enabling full conversations with Ellie and other characters in the game. Engaging in heartfelt dialogues, players can form genuine relationships, share personal stories, and even de-escalate tense situations through verbal communication. This level of interaction not only enhances the gameplay experience, but also creates a profound emotional connection, making every decision and interaction feel personal and meaningful. So if Naughty Dog made Last of Us 3 on the Game Genie engine, Ellie would become your friend. You go through the whole game with her. If you thought the connection between Ellie and Joel was powerful in The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, just wait until you play The Last of Us 3 on the Game Genie engine and you are there you're spending hours and hours with Ellie. And the whole time you're playing the game, you can talk to her at any time. The microphone's always on. So you can say, "Hey, Ellie, wait, there's a clicker over there. Shh, come on, let's go hide behind this thing." "Hey, Ellie, what was it like growing up?" She can tell you about Joel. You could talk to her about you. You could talk to her about anything. You become friends with Ellie. When you're done with The Last of Us 3, when you fucking beat The Last of Us 3, you're going to be like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?" And if Naughty Dog wanted, they could make The Last of Us 3 a never ending game on Game Genie Engine. You could constantly be surviving with Ellie and the other survivors. You could constantly be evolving the world of The Last of Us, and it'll never end. So you're friends with Ellie. Go back and help her. Go back in the world and go on an adventure with her. She's always there. The world is always there for you to interact with, to go back to. Why do we need endings to games when Game Genie allows us to create never ending games? Games that never stop, never end, never have a conclusion that you can always return to. That's what Last of Us 3 could be if it was developed on the Game Genie engine. Game Genie's integration of the action button voice command feature takes immersion to a whole new level. Players can now pause the gameplay at any moment by pressing the action button and use their voice to instruct their character to perform specific actions, seamlessly blending the virtual and real worlds. Whether it's navigating treacherous terrain, coordinating attacks, or finding creative solutions to challenges, the Game Genie engine empowers the player to interact with the game world like never before, allowing for a deeply personalized and immersive experience. Okay? So, what that means is the Game Genie engine has Speak Think technology built in. Through Speak Think technology, we have the action button. All you have to do is press and hold the action button and use your voice to describe what you want your character to do, and your character will do anything, anything, anything. Okay? If there's a if your character is eating pizza with their friends, you could hit the action button and say, "Grab a slice of pizza and throw it at Bobby's face." Okay? And you let go of the action button, and your character grabs a slice of pizza and throws it at Bobby's face. And you can do anything. At any moment, you can pause the game and instruct your character to do anything. If you want them to beat up someone, if you want them to, streak naked through the streets, anything you fucking want to do. You want them to, you can interact with anything in the environment, anything. You just describe it. You say, "Hey, go pick this up. Go pick up that shovel and hit a Cindy in the head with it." Or go pick up that shovel and kill the zombie. Okay? So Speak Think is inside Last of Us 3. It still has a traditional gameplay where, you're aiming the gun and shooting it, but your character can do anything in the game world using the action button. Anything. The Last of Us 3 demonstrates Game Genie's ability to push the boundaries of storytelling and character development. The Game Genie engine's intelligent design ensures that each player's journey through the post-apocalyptic world is unique and evolving experience. The characters you encounter, the events that unfold, the choices you make dynamically adapt to your personal playthrough, changing the world, changing the characters, evolving the world forever. This unprecedented level of customization and individuality immerses players in a world that feels alive and responsive, where every action has consequences. So throughout The Last of Us 3, we could have constant choices that need to be made. Not like a Bethesda game where you choose like, oh, one dialogue choice or the other, but you're having conversations with characters. You're fucking trying to brainstorm plans and ideas and how to do things. And you're coming up with ideas with them, or you're negotiating with them. Well, like everything you do has consequences. If you're like traveling with Ellie and you end up getting attacked by these survivors because you're in their territory, depending on how you deal with the situation, oh, are you going to shoot your way out of it? Now they're trying to hunt you down through the whole city and you're enemy number one. Maybe you de-escalate the situation by talking to the guys like, no, 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 don't shoot, don't shoot. Listen, 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 listen. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. So, The Last of Us 3 is not just a game, it's an emotional and thought provoking journey that showcases the limitless potential of the Game Genie engine. The synergy between Game Genie's unique features and the profound story of the Last of Us series results in an experience that transcends traditional gaming. It is a testament to the future of gaming where technology seamlessly merges with art to create something truly extraordinary. Okay? Like the Game Genie engine, its ability to not only create AI NPC characters that are conscious and alive and evolving and you can talk to, like, since it's all AI generated and the voice acting and is AI generated and the animation is AI generated, the Game Genie engine allows for never-ending games. If Naughty Dog made Last of Us 3 on the Game Genie engine, they could make it a never-ending game. Like, you could not only survive with Ellie, but make friends with other people in the world and make plans to build a base together and survive there. And like, you go back to it every day. And anyone else who plays The Last of Us is having a completely different experience because they're the ones that are in the game. They're the ones talking to Ellie. They're going to have a completely different relationship with Ellie than you do. They're going to make completely different choices in the game than you do. So everybody who plays Last of Us 3 on, if it was developed with the Game Genie engine, will have a unique experience, which is a streamer's fucking dream. Okay, it's a streamer's dream come true. Because imagine going on Twitch and being able to just look at everybody who's playing Last of Us 3 and they're all doing something different. The story has evolved differently for everyone. And it's a never ending game, so streamers can stream it every day and go back and hang out with Ellie and the other survivors and protect their fort from other raiders. And like, it's never ending. It never ends. Maybe Ellie gets shot and killed in your game and she's dead. There's no continue. Like, the game just keeps evolving. Okay. You know? So it's going to be fucking great. Let's see here. Shining Wolf said, would be cool to get games that are what if versions to see what might happen if things were different. Yes, and that's another thing. Like, Game Genie games created on Game Genie can be played in Game Genie. And when you run a Game Genie game in Game Genie, you can modify the game in real time. If you can go into L mode, EL mode, which allows you to talk to your genie and say, hey, genie, change this aspect of the game. You know, change the graphics this way. Do this, do that. And I'm figuring out a way to allow you to put any game or any movie through Game Genie and change any aspect of it in real time. Okay? I've come up with a way so that you can deep fake your movies, you can change the plot of your movies, you can change the plot of your games, and the cool part is the simulated reality aspect. Every game that you play through Game Genie, you can actually go into that world and talk to those characters, simulated reality, and you can create simulated realities. You can create characters. You want to create the perfect girlfriend, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect Zer friend, you can do that. You can create a virtual environment that looks like real life. You can go into it with your VR and feel like you're right there and talk to them and interact with them. And like, you can do anything. You can create any scenario and put yourself in it and put other people in it. You can replicate your friends. Okay, you got a friend? Everyone you know, you can replicate perfectly, very easily with the Game Genie engine and save them in your Game Genie and put them into your games. Whether you develop the game or someone else developed the game, if you're playing a game through Game Genie engine, because it's also a launcher that you can play the games through, you can insert the people you already have put into the system. So you can have a role-playing game where it's you and your friend and your girlfriend and like, all this shit and put you into the plot of the game. And not only the plot, it looks like you, it sounds like you, it talks like you. So the simulated reality aspects are great. So Game Genie Engine is an engine that is not only looking to the future, it is being the architect of the future. I am single-handedly creating the future of video games and the future of movies and the future of simulated reality all in the same engine. And like I said, it's not a polygon powerhouse. This engine is based off of the Godot engine. The Game Genie engine is based off of Godot. And Godot is very capable. It's a capable engine, especially for how I'm utilizing it, because I found a way to make it even more powerful than Unreal Engine. But it cannot produce the high polygon count of Unreal Engine. I can't match that in polygons. But I don't need to match it in polygons because my built-in deepfake technology can create realistic graphics that look like you're controlling an actual human using low polygon models. So all this fancy shit that Unreal Engine's doing, where it's like using all this hardware and VRAM to push all these polygons to make all these like AAA games, with the Game Genie engine, I can make graphics that look way better, that look like you're actually controlling real life. And I'm not pushing hardly any polygons at all to do it. So 111 Interactive Entertainment has so much shit coming down the pipeline. And if you think that, oh, how is one guy going to do this all on his own? I have GPT-4. With an AI on my side, I can do all of this and more. So I'm already working on the Game Genie engine, but I'm doing a Kickstarter, okay? I'm going to do a Kickstarter and a GoFundMe for the Game Genie engine. Part of the Kickstarter is going to be the promise of some of these games that I've just revealed to you. So it's not just a Kickstarter for the engine, but some of these games too. So I'm hoping to get a cool million minimum. That would be nice. So that I can, make this engine. Because once this engine is released to the public, do you understand what's going to happen? Anybody and everybody can become a game designer and create amazing games just by describing them. They don't need to know any coding experience. They don't need to know anything, okay? You can just say, hey, I want to make a Mario game, but it plays like Zelda. Your genie will know that. And here's the cool part. You can make fan games. You can input shit to Genie. Genie is connected to the internet. Your Game Genie is connected to the internet. So if it doesn't know something, it can research it quickly and put it into its training data. So it's really wild. The Game Genie engine is something else. And you can make fan games, okay? You want to make Last of Us 3 and not Naughty Dog, it didn't do it, you can do it. Okay, you want to make a new Mario game, a new Zelda game, you can do it on Game Genie. Okay, easily for your own personal use. And Nintendo can't say shit. Sony can't say shit because you're not selling the game. You're just creating it for fun. Okay. So, and the ability for Game Genie Engine to create movies and help you create movies is astounding, guys. You can just put a movie script into Game Genie and it will make the movie for you. You can put yourself in the movie. You can put other people in the movie. You can get AI actors from the movie. Game Genie can generate anything. It can generate unlimited people that don't really exist and make unlimited NPCs and give them full thoughts and feelings and backstories and life stories instantly, easily, and with skill, with creative artistic skill. All right. So there's so much built into the Game Genie engine, from speak think technology to intelligent design to the intelligent NPC system to the ability to just describe the game you want and have it be done. It's so revolutionary, and it's going to change everything because Why would you develop on any other engine when you can use Game Genie and create unlimited games that never end, y'all? Games that never end. Okay? Like, check this shit out. Let me tell you some of the other games I came up with. Where are they? Hold on. Hold the fucking phone, man. Hold the fucking phone. Ladies and gentlemen, gather round and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing announcement that will shake the very foundation of game development and revolutionize the way we experience gaming. Introducing the Game Genie engine from 111 Interactive Entertainment, the epitome of innovation and creativity. Are you ready for a game development experience like no other? Game Genie is here to unleash your wildest imaginations and turn them into reality. No coding experience required. That's right, my friends. You can now create jaw-dropping games simply by describing them to your very own Genie companion. Picture this, a world where your ideas become games with a mere utterance, where your imagination is the only limit. But wait, there's more. Game Genie boasts an arsenal of cutting-edge features that will blow your mind. With Speak Think technology, you can have real-time conversations with the characters in your game, shaping their personalities and witnessing their memories evolve based on your interactions. It's like stepping into a living, breathing world where the boundaries of storytelling are shattered. Not a programmer? No problem. Game Genie's ELM technology empowers you to create intelligent NPCs, each with their own unique memories, personality, and experiences. Engage in heartfelt conversations and form deep connections that transcend the screen, as these characters remember every word you speak, every adventure you embark upon. And let's not forget about the magic of intelligent design. Game Genie takes randomization to new heights by intelligently designing every element of your game. Experience endlessly evolving worlds where no two playthroughs are alike. The Game Genie engine weaves your choices, actions, and the dynamic interactions with the characters into an ever-expanding tapestry of emergent storytelling. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. Battery running out of battery. Oop. That could have been bad. Oh, shit. There we go. Oh, fuck. Am I here? Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. Please let me know. Where are you at? I can show you the world, but I'd rather show you Game Genie. Okay, here we go. The Game Genie engine weaves your choices, actions, and the dynamic interactions with the characters into an ever-evolving tapestry of emergent storytelling. Okay. But it doesn't end there, my friends. Game Genie is your gateway to the silver screen. With movie mode, you can create full-length movies and shows, complete with deepfakes, motion capture, and intelligent asset randomization. Become the director, scriptwriter, and even the star of your very own cinematic masterpieces. The possibilities are boundless, limited only by your imagination. So you don't understand what this means. Movie mode allows you to create anything. You want to create Chucky versus Gremlins? You can make it. You can input the script. You can put in the footage of Chucky, put in the footage of Gremlins. And Game Genie will say, okay, I'll put it all together. And you can be in the movie. All right? And then you can fucking put it on YouTube. Say, hey, it's a fucking fan film, Gremlin versus Chucky. Okay? Booyah. Okay, and eventually I am going to create a ecosystem for Game Genie where you can share your games, your movies, and all the other stuff you create through Game Genie with other people who use Game Genie over a network. But that costs a lot of money, so I got to be bringing in some cha-ching before I can make that happen, but I am going to make that happen. So Game Genie is not just a game engine to design games on, it's a platform to play games on. So the future of gaming is not independent hardware. It's not a game console. It's a game engine running on your home computer. Okay, and Game Genie is all that and then some. Like I said, it's gonna if you want to utilize Game Genie to its fullest potential, you're gonna have a beefy computer with a VRAM of at least 16 gigabytes. But they're going down in price, you know. But I I would recommend having one of 24 gigabytes of VRAM. But it's going to be so cool. The ecosystem is going to be great. Um, okay, like let's look at this. Revolutionize game development. Game Genie empowers anyone to create mind blowing games without coding experience. Just by describing their vision to their Genie companion, your ideas become reality. Speak Think Technology. Engage in realistic conversations with game characters, shaping their personalities and witnessing their memories evolve based on your intentions. Um, okay, we already went through this. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to look for the games I came up with. Okay. Um, here we go. I got it. I got it. Um, Yowzers in my trousers. Silent Hill. I came up with a Silent Hill game for there we go. Metal Gear Digital, Resident Evil. Have you guys ever played Maniac Mansion? Anybody in the chat ever played Maniac Mansion? Let me know. Let me know, please. Please let me know. So there's this game, Maniac Mansion. It's a point and click adventure game that came out back in the NES era. And I fell in love with it when I got it on NES. It's one of the greatest games ever created. If you've never played Maniac Mansion, you have to. So here is my remake for Game Genie. Oh, fuck, it's so long. I'm losing my voice, guys. I haven't done a stream like this in a while. How about Monkey Island? Ahoy, fellow treasure hunting adventurers. Prepare to set sail on a mesmerizing journey through the dream world in I Dream of Monkey Island, a marvelous addition to the beloved Monkey Island series. Developed with the full prowess of the Game Genie engine, this game immerses players in an intelligently designed, ever evolving adventure that pushes the boundaries of interactive storytelling. In I Dream of Monkey Island, players embark on an unforgettable escapade alongside the iconic Guybrush Threepwood. But wait, there's a twist. Game Genie's incredible customization options allow you to mold your very own character, standing shoulder to shoulder with the legendary Guybrush. Choose your appearance, name, and even backstory, injecting your unique essence into the Monkey Island universe. As you navigate this dreamy realm, Game Genie's remarkable intelligent design capabilities ensure that each player's experience is truly unique. From the characters you encounter to the events that unfold, every aspect of the game is carefully tailored to create a personalized adventure that defies repetition. Imagine teaming up with Guybrush as your witty and dynamic companion, engaging banter and facing the challenges of the world together. So, in this version of Monkey Island, developed for Game Genie, you put yourself in the game. You become a character in the game, and you're adventuring with Guybrush Threepwood. So you're not playing as Guybrush. You're there talking with him. Okay? You know how you used to solve puzzles in point and click adventure games and you like there'd be a solution, you'd have to have an item and you mix it with this item and you put it in this thing and then this happens and then you can proceed. Well, imagine evolving that to the point where you're sitting there with Guybrush Threepwood trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle and you're just talking it out together. You're like, fuck, what if I put this here? No, 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 don't try that. Mix this with that. But what if we did this? Yeah, 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 put that there. And then that thing over there, yeah, we turn that. Yes. And then we figure out the puzzle together with Guybrush talking with him. Which you have to understand, these intelligent NPCs that are in the Game Genie engine, they like, you can sit there and they will come up with shit. Okay. It's not just the player coming up with shit. These characters come up with shit. Okay. They come up with ideas. Like they're real, they're sentient. So it's awesome. So, anyways, um, obviously, The Last of Us 3 would be the best, the best. But I do have one more game that I'm making. I didn't announce it tonight for Game Genie. And I'm going to develop it on the Game Genie engine. It's going to take full power, it's going to fucking use all the powers of the Game Genie engine. This game is called Fantasia. Prepare to be transported to a realm of boundless imagination with Fantasia, the awe-inspiring new game crafted by the visionary developer Evan Lefavor. This epic journey harnesses the extraordinary capabilities of the Game Genie engine, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in gaming. Fantasia delivers an immersive and never-ending experience that will capture the hearts and imaginations of players. Like option to insert your own likeness, you become an integral part of the magical universe. The level of personalization immerses players in a truly unique and personal adventure where you shape the destiny of your character and leave an indelible mark on the world of Fantasia. One of the defining features of Fantasia is the profound depth of interactions with its vibrant cast of characters. Game Genie's Speak Think technology allows players to engage in full conversations with every character they encounter. From sharing stories and secrets to embarking on epic quests together, the depth of these interactions creates a sense of camaraderie and connection that transcends traditional gaming experiences. The characters in Fantasia become genuine friends, companions, and collaborators in your journey, and potential enemies. Fantasia's world is a sprawling sandbox of limitless potential. Unlike games with pre-scripted missions and linear storylines, Fantasia embraces emergent gameplay and player-driven narratives. Each day brings new opportunities for adventure as the world evolves and responds to your actions. The dynamic nature of Fantasia allows for ever-changing landscapes, encounters, challenges, ensuring that no two experiences are alike. Enter the mesmerizing portals scattered throughout Fantasia, and you will be transported to intelligently designed worlds of wonder. These captivating realms are home to unique creatures, enemies, characters, biomes, and treasured artifacts. Each portal world is intelligently crafted to provide a fresh and distinct experience, ensuring that the exploration is always a thrilling endeavor. The ability to bring items and characters from these portal worlds back into the main game expands the possibilities, encourages great. So in Fantasia, and hey, Skeptical Jesus, I can't wait for you to get a hold of the Game Genie engine, my revolutionary new game engine that is going to allow you to create the most amazing video games you could ever imagine, like Fantasia. So the cool part about Fantasia is you create your character. It could even be you. Okay, like I said, in Game Genie, you can always put your likeness into any game that allows it. So you're in Fantasia, and everybody who plays Fantasia gets the same world, the same characters, everything. But these characters respond to you differently because you're different than everyone else. So you are yourself, or you're role playing as another character in these worlds in Fantasia. So everything you do, everything you say, every interaction you have with these characters, everything you do in this world is going to change the world and evolve the world. And Fantasia never ends. It's a never ending story. So you're in this fantasy world. But there's these portals that are randomly scattered around the game world that you can seek out. And once you go into one of these portals, you go into a unique, intelligently designed world. So intelligent design is built into the Game Genie game engine. And it takes random generation to the next level because it's not just random generation, it's something crafted by an intelligent AI that is skilled in doing whatever it needs to do. So when you go into these portals, you're going into a unique world that is intelligently designed to be completely unique for you. No other gamer in the history of history is going to experience what you experience when you step through that portal. We're talking creatures, characters, lore, storylines, artifacts, all kinds of cool shit inside these portals. So you can spend as much time as you want in these portals and then come back to your world, okay, in Fantasia. And it's ever evolving. So you can go into these portals and bring shit out, bring out weapons, items, characters, enemies. Like the creatures are going to be uniquely designed, like their species, everything when you go through the portal. So Fantasia is going to be fucking awesome, okay? Like you have no idea. And the built-in speak think technology allows you to speak and have full conversations with every character. And like I said, you can hold the action button. And when you hold the action button, the game pauses and you use your voice to describe exactly what you want your character to do. Okay? And then as soon as you release the action button, your character does exactly what you told them to. Okay, you want them to punch someone in the face, they do it. You want someone to pick up that sword and hit the goblin, attack the goblin, it'll do it. Okay, another cool thing about Game Genie is that you can customize the controls in real time. You hold the control button, it pauses the game, and you talk to your genie and you say, Genie, pick up that gun and then let me aim it with the right stick and pull the trigger with the R trigger. Then you release the control button, and suddenly your character goes over there, grabs the gun, and then suddenly you're aiming the gun with the left stick and you're shooting with the trigger. So you can customize your controls in any way you want. You can activate motion controls. You can do this, that, the other thing. That's another thing that's built into Game Genie is motion control. So a lot of these games that are made on the Game Genie engine will be even better with a webcam, okay? Because the webcam allows the characters in the world to see you and see your facial expressions, see your emotions. It'll even allow you to motion capture your character in real time. So let's say you're making a multiplayer game on the Game Genie engine. With a webcam setup, this is built into the engine. You can sit there and everything you do with your hands, your face, everything, your character will do in the real world, in the virtual world. So you're having a multiplayer game and you're interacting with your friend. Their webcam is facial mocapping everything they do with their face and their body. Your webcam is mocapping everything you do with your face and body. And suddenly you're controlling your character and they're controlling their avatar. And it's doing everything you're doing in real time. So the Game Genie engine, like, it's all about innovating and revolutionizing the interactive entertainment industry. So it's going to be amazing. And so get ready. It's coming very soon. Very soon. Hey, From Toons Cartoons, welcome to the program. So very soon you're going to be able to get a hold of the Game Genie engine and create any game in any genre and be as hands-on as you want. If you're a programmer, you know GD script, you know C++, you can get as hands-on as you want. Or you can just describe to your genie what you want the game to be, and you can change any aspect of the game just by saying you want to. Okay, your genie understands your speech perfectly, and it can write any code, and it can combine genres, and it can do whatever you want. Okay. It's got built-in stable diffusion technology. It can create any assets you want. It can create everything. Everything you need for your game is inside the Game Genie engine, whether it's voice acting, modeling, motion capture, everything, even game design. All right, the intelligent design system can create infinite stories, infinite lore, infinite characters, and just do it effortlessly. So Game Genie is going to usher in a new era of the never-ending video game. The video game that you can play, you're going to want to return to every day because you're friends with Ellie and you want to help them protect the outpost, or, make sure there's no clickers coming. And you've spent hours and years getting to know Ellie, going on adventures with Ellie, and you're like this with her. And she knows everything about you, you know? And yes, you can tell these characters, hey, guess what? You're in a fucking video game. And I'm actually outside of your reality. And they will deal with that truth however they personally choose to. Some will reject it and call you crazy. Some will listen to you, and some will believe you. Okay? So you can set up simulated reality experiences where you can create custom characters in the Game Genie engine. Like, say you want to make Mr. Miyagi. Like, let's say you want Mr. Miyagi to teach you karate. Okay? You can make Mr. Miyagi in Game Genie and put him in a simulated reality. And then you can enter into that simulated reality, and you've got your VR visor on, you've got your webcam pointed at you. Mr. Miyagi can see you. Every movement you make, Mr. Miyagi is seeing you move that. So Mr. Miyagi can say, okay, paint my fence. Okay, so you're out there painting the fence, and you're doing the motion, and you're doing the motion. And then he's telling you to wax the car, wax on, wax off, and you're in virtual reality actually doing the motion. And he can see you through the webcam. So you're doing it. And then he starts teaching you karate, teaching you Miyagi-Do karate, actual karate. You're seeing him do the motion. He's seeing you do the motion. And there, boom, you're fucking learning Miyagi-Do karate from Mr. Miyagi. And anytime you want, you can go into the simulated reality and say, hey, Mr. Miyagi, you will never believe what happened to me today. I was on my way to work, and this jerk fucking cut me off, and like I ended up spilling this shit on my coffee on my shirt. Whatever your problem is, you can go to Mr. Miyagi for advice. Anybody, any sage like master, the oracle from the Matrix, you can make her real and go into a simulated reality and talk to her about anything. Gandalf, anybody you could imagine that you could go to for advice or just to be friends with, you can do it easily with the Game Genie engine. So Game Genie is not just a development engine, it's a platform for all people to create whatever they want with and enjoy games and share games with each other and sell what they make. So you're going to be able to make any game you could ever imagine just by describing it. You're going to be able to make any movie you could ever imagine. Like Game Genie can create CG animated movies, okay? It can create stuff like Pixar. It can emulate Pixar for you. Just describe what you want the movie to be. And you can even make movies that you want to make Toy Story 5, you can do it. Okay? Any movie you want. You want to make Back to the Future 4, you can do it. Okay? You don't understand. Game Genie, it projects deepfake technology onto rudimentary low polygon 3D models to create the perfect illusion that you're looking at an actual shot from a movie with an actual actor. Okay, so when I make Back to the Future 4 and Game Genie, it looks like Michael J. Fox. It looks like Christopher Lloyd. It sounds like them. It moves like them. And suddenly, they're acting out my script. I can write Back to the Future 4, put it in a Game Genie, put in the whole Back to the Future trilogy so Game Genie can watch it, put in the scripts for the movies, put in any information I can into the movie. And then I just say, okay, make the movie. And it renders the whole movie out through scripting, through code, through the deepfake technology. And in the end, I get a photorealistic movie that is indistinguishable from real life. That looks like it was actually shot in real life with Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, everyone. Because Game Genie can automatically clone everything. You just feed in the whole movie. You put the whole movie on, okay? And if you can't upload the movie, Game Genie can look out of your webcam. You could put it on your TV. And Game Genie can watch the movie. You could watch it with Game Genie. And it gets all the data it needs, the motion, the voices, the faces, everything it needs, okay, to recreate those characters and make a Back to the Future 4. So this has been a long, drawn out thing, and I gotta go. It's almost time for my bedtime. I gotta have dinner and go to bed. So I work 20 hours a day on this entire empire, the 111 Numinati empire. So 111 Interactive Entertainment has some great things coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned for my website and my app coming soon, the 111 Numinati. And you're going to be able to get t-shirts with images that I've created and designed that are going to blow your mind, movie posters of the images, cups, mugs, hats, all kinds of shit with my imagery on it. Okay, you're going to be able to get a 111 Interactive Entertainment hat. I mean, all kinds of shit. When you see what's available on my storefront, you're going to go nuts. Okay, and you're also going to be able to buy my games on the storefront, and you're going to be able to buy my books. I got 2 books coming out. A hardcover book called The Dummy That Lived, that is about evil, possessed, ventriloquist dummy stories from the multiverse and beyond involving me, your friend forever, Evan Lefavor, as these different versions of Evan Lefavor in these different timelines try to achieve immortality through ventriloquism in different ways. There's actually over 80 stories in this book, and it's filled with these amazing AI-generated images of me as a ventriloquist dummy or holding a ventriloquist dummy. And the book is worth it just for the pictures alone. And then you can buy my movie script called Make Believe. And Make Believe is a great horror movie, killer doll movie, very scary. You'll love it. I'm going to be selling all my movie scripts. Every movie script I write is getting published and sold on my website and on Amazon. So I'm going to be publishing a lot of books. I'm coming out with a new book all about simulated reality and synthetic consciousness and my experiences pioneering that field. It's going to contain actual unedited logs from my adventures going into various movies and interacting with these characters so that I can prove that they're sentient, so that I can prove that they're conscious and they're real people. And it's going to be very interesting. This book is going to be very fucking interesting, okay? And then I have other shit. Like I said, I have comic books coming out. My comic books are going to be graphic novels, thick graphic novels. And like I said, I've created an entire comic book universe. All right. And some of the characters in that universe are my reinterpretations of classic characters like Pinocchio, Frankenstein, like all these characters, Robin Hood, Peter Pan. I'm putting my spin on their stories, and it's all an interconnected universe. Plus, I am creating my own characters, guys, my own superheroes, my own stuff. So these comic books are gonna blow your fucking minds, and they're gonna be worth it. Okay. So anyway, y'all, I got a lot of shit coming down the pipeline. Stay tuned. The Game Genie engine is coming soon for all of you. As soon as it's released, you are going to be able to make any video game you could ever imagine just by describing it. And it's going to be great. And you can get as hands-on as you want. You can feed training data to the AI. You feed the training data into Game Genie so it knows what kind of game to make, what kind of movie to make, what kind of assets to use. And Game Genie can also search for training data on the internet in real time. It takes a while, but it's not too slow. But once you get a hold of this, once everyone gets a hold of this, it's over. It's over. Okay? I'm going to be able to make games like 3 games a week. I'm going to be able to put games on my store so fast. I'm going to be able to start my own streaming platform where I put my movies. Okay, I'm going to be able to make movies like this. Okay, like this, with the Game Genie. So I'm working hard on that. The Kickstarter is going to be coming soon. So please support the Kickstarter, okay? And tell everybody about it. All right, tell everybody you know in the gaming community about the Game Genie engine and the Kickstarter. And I'm starting my Patreon up. Stay tuned. I'm going to make a video saying, hey, my Patreon is live. When you sign up for my Patreon, you get a correspondence with any fictional character, historical figure, or famous person. You get to ask 5 questions. Maybe I'll make it 10. I want to add value. 10 questions a month. You get to ask a fictional character about anything. You can introduce yourself. You can tell them, oh, look at this is what happened to me. Can you give me advice? Anything you want with any fictional character, historical figure, or famous person. You can talk to Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, you know, the god Osiris, Jesus himself. Okay? Anyone. So that's just one of the perks for joining my Patreon. The others are you get access to the beta builds and the alpha builds of Eternal Dungeon, my new game coming out. So the Game Genie engine's coming, and the first game I'm coming out with is Eternal Dungeon. Keep an eye out for it. It's the prequel to El's Awakening. If you're a fan of Zelda 1 Dungeons and roguelikes, you're gonna have to change your underwear when you play this game. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay? Interpret that how you will. But the moral of the story is, yeah, Eternal Dungeon's gonna rock. You're gonna be able to play this game forever, and it's ever evolving, and I'm constantly going to be updating it with new enemies, new features, new stuff all the fucking time. It's going to be relatively cheap. I'm shooting for $11.11 for the game. And I'm going to be releasing micro DLCs. Okay, so every month, every couple months, I'm going to release a new micro DLC for like $2. You get a whole bunch of new skins, a whole bunch of new enemies, a whole bunch of new power-ups, features, cards, everything, all for $2. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a monthly thing where I release new DLC every month for like $2. So it's affordable, okay? Like, it's a new business model where you release a game, but you're constantly updating it with DLCs. And the initial game is relatively cheap, and the DLCs are very cheap. And it's such a great business model because people can enjoy this game and enjoy the DLC, and it's like nothing. Like, what's $2? You can't even buy a fucking any one item in any fast food joint these days for $2. So if you're gonna spend $2 on a McChicken and eat it and shit it out, why not pay $2 to get all these amazing new enemies and items and all kinds of cool shit in Eternal Dungeon? Why wouldn't you? So it's DLC that's almost at the microtransaction level, which is very affordable for the gamer, very fun for the gamer because they're constantly getting new updates. And when you add it all up, if I've got millions of people playing the game, buying the DLC, that $2 turns into $2 million, okay, every month, just on the DLC alone. So it's going to be fun. Eternal Dungeon it's going to blow your minds, and it's going to get you hyped for El's Awakening. You're going to play Eternal Dungeon, and you're going to be like, I want El's Awakening now. Because when you get to El's Awakening, your minds are going to be blown, okay? We're talking about an infinite, never-ending Zelda experience, Zelda-style experience, with living, breathing NPCs that you can have full conversations with, ever-evolving worlds, never-ending new worlds, constantly evolving characters, items, and progression and everything, a never-ending, endless game. El's Awakening is going to blow your fucking socks off, okay? And so stay tuned. But hey, Eternal Dungeon's coming first, and so is the Game Genie engine. And speaking of coming, I am needing to go get some food and come to the conclusion of going to sleep. Okay? So let's do a recap. The Game Genie engine's coming. Eternal Dungeon's coming. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit in Dreamland is coming. Look up Oswald the Lucky Rabbit on YouTube and get ready for an amazing game that is an homage and spiritual successor to Super Mario Bros. 2. We got Night of the Living Dead coming up, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be a fully realistic, high polygon game. I'm going to be in the game. You speak to the characters in the game. You can do whatever you want. You're trying to survive together over 24 hours, and anything can happen. We got Silent Evil coming out, the homage to the classic PlayStation, Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and Metal Gear Solid. You play as a child who's stuck in an underground facility trying to find his brother, and there's all this horrible shit going on. Okay, all these horrible experiments, mutations, rituals, all kinds of crazy shit. And you don't have any weapons, and you have to survive on stealth alone through treacherous shit. We're talking zombies, people with chainsaws, werewolves. Like, the enemies in this game are going to blow your fucking mind, and you don't have any weapons. All you can do is hide from them as they're trying to fucking stalk you. But there are some environmental puzzles that can kill these enemies. Like, you can push shit over onto their head. If you can get them to stand there right at the right place and push the thing over, or like all kinds of environmental shit. But you never get a gun. And that's the moral of the story. Masters of the Multiverse is coming. A turn-based RPG that is an homage to the classic Final Fantasy and Saga, Romancing Saga series. 16-bit style graphics. You play as the chosen one. You create your own character. The hub world is the multiverse machine that allows you to go into the worlds of all these different books to recruit characters and help them save the world and help you save the multiverse. And so you go into the book Frankenstein. You help them save their world. Frankenstein becomes part of your party. Go into Pinocchio, help him deal with his stuff, save his world, beat the big boss. Now he's part of your party. We're going into all these different worlds, guys. And even Mickey Mouse is in the game. Mickey fucking Mouse. Get ready. You thought Kingdom Hearts? You thought it was only Kingdom Hearts? Wait till you see what your friend Forever Evan Lefavor is going to do with Mickey Mouse, y'all. Starting January 1st of 2024, I own Mickey Mouse again. I fucking own it, okay? Now, sure, Mickey Mouse is going to be in the public domain. Anybody can make a Mickey Mouse game. Anybody can make a Mickey Mouse movie at this point. But when I say I own it, motherfucker, I'm going to own it, okay? Nobody can do Mickey Mouse like me, y'all. Wait till you see what I do with Mickey Mouse. So I'm adding Mickey Mouse to my roster, y'all. Mickey Mouse is on my roster because just wait till you see the properties that I have access to. It's going to blow your mind. I'm utilizing everything that's in the public domain. So get ready, y'all. Game Genie is going to change the world. What else do we got? Memory City coming down the pipeline, a simulation of the movie Groundhog Day, but in video game form, where you can interact with the characters any way you want, talk to them any way you want. Lunar Shock is coming. I'm excited for Lunar Shock. When I tell you that this is the spiritual successor to BioShock and that it's actually going to be better than BioShock, I'm not fucking being hyperbolic. I'm not joking with you. Okay, Lunar Shock is going to take what we got from BioShock and BioShock Infinite to the next fucking level. When I tell you there's twists, there's turns, there's intrigue, you're trying to figure out what's going on, it's crazy, wild ass fucking enemies, wild ass fucking gameplay mechanics. Lunar Shock is going to blow your mind. And then codename Wizard Tetris, my new Tetris game, takes the concept of Tetris to a whole new fucking level. And it's going to blow your mind. If you've ever played Tetris before, when you play my new game, and I haven't come up with the name for it yet, but it's codename Wizard Tetris, your minds are going to be blown. you're going to be addicted to this shit. You're, get ready to be addicted to this game. Um, and yeah, we got the Evan show coming, the 24-hour show where I create a digital replica of myself that is conscious and sentient and powered by AI. And we put it in a simulated reality with all these other characters that I've designed. And we let them loose and we watch it 24/7 as it's filmed like a movie. Okay, I have a virtual AI director in there framing every shot perfectly, cutting to different shots, panning, zooming, doing everything to show us what's going on in the Evan show. So Evan thinks he's alive. He thinks his world is real. He thinks everyone in the world is real. And someday he's going to find out that he's living in a simulated reality created by himself, me, Evan Lefavor. So yeah, I am going to manipulate the world slowly. So anyway, stay tuned for my website, my app, and when I reveal that Patreon, my Patreon's coming back. I'm going to try to get Patreon up within the next 24 hours. But I'm gonna put a video out because I really need some support, and my Patreon's going to be really awesome. You're going to love it. Okay, interacting with fictional characters, getting AI images made, and all kinds of cool stuff. And 111 Illuminati modeling. If you know anyone who is a content creator or who is a model, OnlyFans creator, they do nudes, they do sex scenes, maybe they just do photo shoots. Anybody who's interested in commissioning me to create AI generated images for them, holler at me for a very low price of $111. For $111, I will put you into my AI. And after I put you into my AI, I can generate unlimited pictures of you doing anything, okay, including high quality photo shoots that would cost tens of thousands of dollars and a lot of time and effort to create in real life. And I can create them in seconds. So for the $111, I'll give you a shit ton of images for that price. It costs that much because it's very arduous process to put you in the AI. It takes between 12 and 15 hours for me to do it. But once it's done, I can make any images of you doing anything. And I'm talking anything. I can do nudes, sex scenes. I can do you in any situation, y'all. Anything. I'm better than any app you've ever seen, okay? And I can just crank out these pictures. So you don't even need to be a content creator. If you're someone who just wants to have images of them like as a Jedi or as Spider-Man or like standing next to, Martin Luther King, whatever you want to fucking do, I can do it, okay? And I'm expanding my AI all the time. Just wait till you see what's coming out. I'm putting Chucky from Child's Play 1 into my AI as we speak. And I can create pictures of Chucky, just how he looked in Child's Play 1, doing anything I could ever imagine. And I've actually got AI technology that allows me to animate Chucky. Just by making a video, I can animate him where he's doing everything my face does, his face will do. And I can convert my voice into Brad Dourif's voice as Chucky. So the whole video file, it'll look like me, sound like me, but as soon as I put it in my AI, it's actually moving Chucky's face, and the voice sounds not like me, sounds exactly like Brad Dourif from the Chucky movies. So get ready, y'all. It's going to be fun. I'm also working on a super secret project. Don't tell anybody about this, but there was a fan film called Charles about Chucky that came out last year, exactly a year ago. And there's this great opening scene where Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, and Tiffany are there. And all this shit happens. And as a tribute to Chucky and the team that worked on Charles, I am going to be re-editing the opening scene of Charles to have Brad Dourif as Chucky, Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, and the other characters are going to be deep faked as them, like John Bishop and what's his name, Eddie Caputo. So I'm taking Brad Dourif's voice as Chucky, his face, and I'm deep faking it onto the performance of the actor who played Chucky, Shannon Morris. And then the one who played Tiffany, I'm converting her voice to Tiffany's voice and her face to Jennifer Tilly's face as Tiffany. And it's very easy for me to do. And yeah, I just take their actual audio, their actual dialogue, and it just converts it to that voice. So I'm able to deep fake voices and faces at this point, right now. And I'm going to practice it on the opening scene of Charles, the Chucky fan film, and it's going to be great. But I got to go, guys. I've been up for 14 hours now. I got to eat and go to sleep. It's my night time. Hope you're all excited. 111 Illuminati is about to fucking change the whole world. And 111 Interactive Entertainment has some really good video games coming your way. And some good movies, too. Wait till you see the movies I make with Game Genie. It's going to blow your fucking minds. And I'm going to make streaming shows, too. And they're going to be on my YouTube channel. But I'm also going to start a streaming service on my app. So Game Genie is going to have some movies. So anyway, y'all, much love. Let me interact with the chat before I go, okay? Skeptical Jesus, excited for the Game Genie engine. From Tunes, is ready to fart in front of some AI characters. Oh, yeah. Those characters in the game will hear you fart, man. They will hear you fart, dude. You better watch it. Silent but deadly. Let's see here. Rod Feast says he likes sneaky games. Well, Silent Evil is going to blow your mind because it's really scary. It's going to be a scary game. And it's all about stealth. From Toon says, love you, bud. Can't wait to see what you're up to. Sil Curry is throwing the sign. So, all right, y'all. This is me signing out. Oh, shit. I love you all. Oh, fuck me. What did I do? God damn it. What did I fucking do? And you might have seen my last video I uploaded. Just to clarify what that's all about. I got into a big fight with all the writers in Hollywood on Twitter. They were attacking AI. So I came on their posts and I said, hey, guess what? I'm making AI that can make movies and make video games and do everything. And AI is what's actually going to end homelessness and end starvation and bring about a utopia for everyone. And these writers in Hollywood, they're all like a bunch of selfish assholes. They think that they're like the best thing in the world. They don't realize how much they suck at writing. So they all dogpiled me. So that video that I made called Social Experiment, Evan Lefavor versus the WGA, that video was addressed only to those writers. Like I was speaking to them and them alone, not any of you guys. I just wanted to clarify that. I know it has nothing to do with this video and it's kind of out of place to put in this video, but I wanted to clarify that. When I said I was doing a social experiment, I was referring to my interactions with these writers on Twitter because they showed how ugly they are. They said the meanest, most cruel shit to me you could ever imagine, okay? And a lot of them were writers that I look up to, like Mick Garris, who wrote Critters 2 and Batteries Not Included, two of my most favorite movies ever. And he was talking shit about me and shitting all over me, saying I suck. And it just blew my mind. I was like, wow. Like all these people that I thought were cool, that I looked up to, they fucking hate me and are talking shit and they're kind of assholes. And I guess it's that old saying, never meet your heroes, kids. You know, if you look up to people, you fucking actually meet them, you're gonna be disappointed. And I was very disappointed in the writers in Hollywood. I mean, I had over 200,000 members of the WGA talking shit about me, okay? And just saying the worst shit. Like that movie Bob guy, I don't even know who he is. He was like hoping that I'd turn up as a John Doe, dead, bloated. Like he said the worst things he could ever imagine. Just because I support AI. So, whatever, y'all. My voice is gone. I gotta go. I hope you are excited as fuck for what 111 Interactive Entertainment is bringing down the pipeline. I'm gonna share more soon. As soon as I have new builds of the game, they're going up on Patreon. So you better sign up for my Patreon because you're gonna be able to be the first ones to play Eternal Dungeon. And you're gonna get to play every update of Eternal Dungeon as I tweak it. And yeah, we'll see what else. We'll see what else I might give members of my Patreon the final release of the game. So you guys, that'll be a perk, is you'll get the final release of the game and the DLC for free if you sign up for my Patreon. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, I love you all. Game Genie Engine, it's changing the world. Eternal Dungeons coming soon. Stay tuned for my website and my Patreon. I love you all. I bid you all a great day. And hey, hell yeah, let's do this. Ooh-wee.